Test. Okay, we should be good. Mike? Why were you not working a second ago? What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving for people who live in places that celebrate Thanksgiving. First in the chat, Heavy Metal Technology. What up? We got Craig Lilly in the house. We got Kel 133. 130, not 133, but 130, and then a 3 after that. What up? In Decline. What up, Stang? Hello, hello, hello. Hope you and the family are doing good. Speaking of, because your little one was sick last stream, or the previous streams. That might have been 2 streams ago. But our girls had their 6 months. They got their shots and stuff, so they had a little bit of sickness for a day or so. Mia ran a fever of 102, but now they're good. It was just like a 1-day thing. What up, Coalition Gaming Chris? Hello, hello, hello. Anyone here use Asia Horse before for cable extensions? Yes, I like cable horse. I like Asia Horse cable extensions. Yeah, I don't know if they make like kind of low quality ones. So when I get cable extensions, I make sure they're 16 AWG, which is the thickness of the wire. And it's just so that you don't have too thin of wires that can overheat and melt and stuff like that. Asia Horse ones, every time I buy them, I think they're really good about being transparent as to what wire gauge they use. So I do like buying from them. They're not the cheapest cable extensions out there, though they're not expensive. They're like, you know, they're about typically priced. There are some cheaper cable extensions, but then you gotta dig more for like the quality of them and wire gauge. But yeah, no, I like Asia Horse. I've bought from them plenty of times over the years. Kale says, have used them for 2 PSUs, no issues. Yeah, I've never had, I don't think I've ever had issues on any cable extensions, to be honest. You do want to like err on the side of caution and use as high of quality cables as you can afford. Like, don't just like, try not to get like the super cheapest stuff from like, you know, Temu that is like literally $1. But I think for the most part, if there's any problems, Amazon reviews would kind of catch them. We got a $5 super chat. I gotta skip down here and I'll be right back up there. I'm looking at black and purple Asia Horse 16 AWG. Yeah, they should be fine. I might, let me see. Let me see if I have a pair of Asia Horse purple ones on my shelf. Where are they? Oh, no. So, they're not black and purple, but I do have a pair of purple ones, and let's see if you can see the brand. Yeah, see, so it says they're Asia Horse. Yeah, so these are nice, you know, or I wouldn't even say nice. They're the standard 16 AWG. The companies that use the 18 AWG ones, you could tell. Let me actually see if I can find, now that we're talking about cable extensions, which are probably on sale on Black Friday. Let me see if I can find my cheapo ones. Where are them cheapo ones? Here we go. 18 AWG. Let's see if we can tell the difference as much. But at some point in time, just because they were cheap and I was using them for a graphics card that didn't draw too much power, so it wasn't like a concern that. Are we gonna have to go with the NZXT capsule? Why is this cutting out? Sorry. Oh, I know. He's all the way up in chat, so he doesn't. No. It's just the chat versus me being over in the camera. Okay. We're gonna have to go not wireless today. Let me turn this mic off. We're gonna go with the standard mic. Test 1, 2. Okay, we should be good audio-wise, right? I can see the difference. No lines, Russ. Wait, what? Not wired is better, but it's just when if I turn away and go over here, I become much quieter. I like the wireless because it keeps the same audio levels, even when I go like way back there. But let's see. But yeah, so I'm not sure how much got cut off, but you can see, right? The 16 AWG is this purple one, and the 18 is this cheaper white one. But yeah, no, Asia Horse, I would say they're one of the Chinese brands, because you know, like Antec and Cable Mods and a bunch of other companies do make cable extensions, but Asia Horse, when they first came in the scene, I remember people were kind of making fun of the name, like Asia Horse, like a lot of Chinese companies are. It's just like weird nouns and verbs and adjectives put together. But yeah, I'd say that for the most part, anybody that I've known that have used them has never had issues with them. Yeah. Okay, sorry, but thank you for the $5 super chat. You did not have to donate money for me to answer your question. I usually try to answer, especially at the beginning of the stream, everybody's questions, but I appreciate it. Okay, so where are we going now? Anyone find killer GPU deals? We will be looking for them. Just to give a quick preview, at least as of right now, let me see if it has sold out. It is not. You can get a 9070 XT for $600, which is not a crazy deal, but considering the past, 8 months or so, this is one of the better prices. I don't know how low 9070 XTs have gotten, but if you know, with the memory issues or shortages, if you're trying to pick up hardware, it might be the best time to pick up right now, unless you have a system that can hold you over for like anywhere from 6 months to a year, because there's so much uncertainty moving forward. But we'll get into all that after, the small talk. We're getting caught up at the beginning of the stream right now. You stupid wireless mic. I see you working perfectly right now, so I don't know why you cut in and out. I hate you. I think it's my PC. I never have a problem hooking up this wireless mic to my camera. So I need to figure out why it's being wonky specifically on the PC. Just tell me. Yes, I did see the post. You posted it to the Discord server, and we will take a look at that 6950 XT for $350 used, which is a crazy good deal. Yeah, I like that price for that graphics card. It's 2 gens behind, and it's kind of a high power draw card, but for the performance, it kills the 9060 XT at the same price. Who is ready for some deals on RGB RAM? Sorry, too soon. Yeah, we'll see what so I'm gonna be looking at these deals with you guys because I've been crazy busy trying to finish up this video for this weekend, and the girls, they just had their things and they've had this sickness and stuff. So yeah, I'm looking at these deals fresh just as you are. So also, if you guys find any deals, some people have already started doing it. In the Discord server, which is linked down below, you can join. There is a stream submissions channel. People have already been posting like some deals, or at least some things to look at, like sellout route. So if you guys find anything that you want me to pull up during the stream, you can feel free to post on here. I'll get through those, but otherwise we're gonna be window shopping the deals. I am looking for some specific things. I wrote them down last time. A router. So if there's any networking gurus or IT gurus in here, that could help me find a better router, then and answer some of my questions, then that would be awesome. But yeah. Well, the word deal on RAM has gotten subjective with the increase. Yeah, it's. I've been seeing so many people just post RAM deals, and they're just, the price is kind of like all over the place. But we'll see what they're at today. I saw people quoting like 300 for 32 gigs. That must be for like some higher speed, lower latency kits, because what I've been seeing is around 200 to 250, just depending on what you're looking for, RGB or not. So yeah, we'll see. I bought a CPU from Newegg and got a free set of Team Group 16 gig. Yeah, Newegg is doing a lot of, unfortunately, 16 gig kit bundle deals. 16 gigs is like, for free, I'm not going to complain. But 16 gigs is like enough to get you by. Like, let's say someone's building a new system and they don't want to like pay an arm and a leg for RAM. If you get a CPU at the price it would have been anyways, and they just happen to be doing a bundle deal for 16 gigs, I think that's like usable for like a short term until all this stuff gets figured out. I don't know. Again, we don't know how long. People, some of those articles we looked at the previous weeks, people were, or analysts were estimating this could be years, right? I don't foresee that happening. That seems like way too long for RAM prices to just be that high. I guess maybe we can look up data from the 2017 shortages and see how long that lasted. But I don't ever remember previous RAM shortages being more than a year. But yeah, I bet we have to wait 2 years for good prices again. 2 years sounds a little long. I'm thankfully good on RAM, so, but anytime I have to build for people like friends and family, that's gonna suck if it is 2 years. Pre-builts now are likely the way to go until they start having to buy the costly RAM. Yeah, so with system integrators, ideally they would have had like a stockpile of all the different parts they need to build the systems. So they might still be, you know, using up their existing inventory of the low price stuff. Hopefully they are not quickly shifting the prices up to take advantage of the situation, like a lot of people are kind of accusing the different retailers and memory sellers of doing. Is the iPad A16 any good? It's on sale for $274. I have no idea. I do not follow iPad or Apple stuff at all. The only time I follow Apple stuff is when, like, every 4 or 5 years, if I'm buying my wife a new iPhone for Christmas, then I do like deep research, or replacing her iPad for whatever reason, special occasion. But that's the only time. She's good on her iPad. We bought one within the last couple of years, and then she recently got a new phone. So that after that, I don't really follow Apple news. What up, Aquatics? Happy early Thanksgiving to you as well. Is it? Unless you are somewhere in the world where it's already Thanksgiving. I got 7 more hours until Thanksgiving. Let me check. Okay. Yo, 12th gen or 14th gen Intel? Depends on the deal. I have no problems with 14th gen Intel, but I think 12th gen performance-wise is like close enough that we usually see more steep discounts. So like if you're doing a budget build, even a non-budget build, like a 12700 or 12700K is still a great processor. I would only pay for the 14th gen if it's like within maybe like 10%, because that's about the performance uplift that you get for like an equivalent tier processor. But then there's the whole BIOS thing that people are afraid of. So I think 12th gen is perfectly safe and it's priced well enough where I would still comfortably build people PCs with 12th gen in it. What GPU do I recommend on a budget? 9060 XT 16 gigabytes, $350. I think they're still, we'll take a look in a second, but yeah, 9060 XT 16 gigabyte is like the easy recommendation right now. But on a more budget than that, I think the 6700 XT for like 200-ish is still a really good buy. The 3070 is not bad either. People are gonna complain that it only has 8 gigs of VRAM, but for around, if you can find it for like $200, I think that's still great performance. Is this live or a premiere? What's up, good gang? This is live. This is not a premiere. I'm reading your comments live. So, I'm watching on TV. Yes, more ad revenue. Thank you, Danny Carbajal. I appreciate it. Seems like every few months there's a different PC part that has a price increase for one reason or another. They all take turns. We had a good stint there where that wasn't the case, except for graphics cards. Actually, no. Like, more than about 2 months ago and prior to that, everything was priced pretty reasonably. Graphics cards had just started to like normalize more. RAM hadn't like shot up yet. Same with SSDs, cases, power supplies, motherboards, everything. CPUs was like pretty normal. We had, aside from the graphics cards, which I felt like started to get normal around, I don't know, July, maybe August. So we had like a good 2 or 3 months there where everything was priced like A-okay. But that was short-lived. Picked up a PC for $1,000. That's 32 gigs of 6,000 speed memory, 1440/40, and a 5060. Was this good deal? Should I wait for Black Friday? I feel like even on this, okay, so you picked up this PC, right? Oh, this is DDR4. Yours has DDR5? Well, this one has the same 144400 and a 5060 in it, and this one's going for 800 right now. But it sounds like yours has a DDR5 motherboard with DDR5 memory, because this one has 3200 speeds. Honestly, I don't think the memory speeds is going to make that much of a difference when you're pairing it with the 5060 anyways. The bottleneck is a lot of the times going to be in the graphics card. There might be some uplift, but paying an extra 200 for it, for kind of like a more entry to mid-range, it's kind of up to you. I don't think you got a horrible deal. A 5060 pre-built goes for around $1,000 for the most part. This is just a Black Friday deal using last gen, you know, motherboard and memory, and you get $200 off. Between the two, if I was recommending to like a friend or family member, knowing this is a sale now, I would probably recommend this $800 system over the one that you got, assuming yours also has like a 1 terabyte. If yours has 2 terabyte, then that makes it a better case. But yeah, yeah, I don't think you got a bad deal. I think there might be better deals now though. But again, also, you know, we didn't know if prices were gonna go up, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Enjoy your system. Don't worry. Over the course of time, that extra $200 you spent is gonna be, you know, average out to like, I don't know, $5 a month or something. It's not a big deal. You are the most humble and nice YouTuber or PC builder I've ever seen. Keep it going, man. Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. You guys keep me humble. Yeah. Everybody's watching, so I have to be a good boy. I have to be a model citizen. Otherwise, I would get torn apart and have like drama and all that stuff. No, I'm kidding. But thanks for the kind words. Do you like Asia Horse RGB cable covers? They're amazing. I've not seen them. Let me see. Let me take a look. Asia Horse RGB cable covers. These things. So they're kind of like the Lian Li, whatever the freak the Lian Li ones are called. These look nice. And they're the silicone ones. I actually think these look, let's see, Lian Li RGB cables. What are these things called again? The streamers. I actually like these more than the Lian Li ones. And I've used the Lian Li ones. I have not used these Asia Horse ones. But let me get a picture of these streamers. And I will explain why. Oh yeah, sorry Heavy Metal. I'm trying to get through all the comments. I'm gonna donate as much as I want. Anyways, here's the GPU deal. Yes. I'll pull that out. But thank you for again another $5 super chat. Okay, so the streamers. My issue with the streamers is that the cables are not integrated into the RGB. So it's like a separate piece. And you can kind of see it from the side. If I can freaking find a picture of this thing. And I've used them. They look nice. what the heck? Oh, I gotta click on one. But if we look at the side, where is it? Wait, are these the new ones? I used the older ones. Oh, did they change them? It's kind of hard to see a picture. Oh no, it looks like Lee. Is this a newer version? They used to have the cables and then they put the like acrylic tubes on top of it, but these one looks like it's integrated now into like a silicone type material. Okay, but these are also what, like 60 or 70 bucks or something. All right, here's a $50 one. Okay, so the ones I used were like the Gen 1 versions. So it looks like they did wait, where's that picture? So it looks like they have updated them. But still, I don't know, man. These Asia Horse ones look pretty sick. And are what? Oh, wait. These aren't integrated into them. Never mind, I might be wrong. Do you put these on top? Oh yeah, there's no connectors. Never mind. Not as big of a fan. I think they can still look nice, but I thought these were the actual extensions themselves, and inside this like silicone body was the wires. But no, you put the wires in here and they clip onto it. I see, okay. Okay. They look nice. They're a lot cheaper by a decent amount compared to the Lee ones. But I don't know. I guess Lee, now that they've integrated into the wire, then I think I might prefer these at $15 more. What up, Robert? Fix it. Okay, what up, Peckish? Yeah, just stopping in to say hello. What up, computer guy? Hello. All right. I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna skip a bunch of stuff. Can we see a Johnsbow Z20 build? Johnsbow Z20. Let's see. What is the Johnsbow Z20? Johnsbow Z20. Oh my god. $94. Wonder if I can get this on AliExpress for like 60. I've built in cases similar to this, not this exact one, but you know, it's got a handle, it's a single chamber, power supply sits in the front. I wouldn't be opposed to build. The only issue is right now it's kind of hard to do PC building content, because RAM prices are so bad and people, I feel like, are not wanting to build or watch as many PC builds as other types of content. So maybe if I can do a build where I'm like repurposing something and not actually having to buy parts, because yeah, I like maybe transplanting something into this, because doing like a build with like the price breakdown and all that, the RAM situation sucks and people are just not as into PC building when that's the case. I'm kind of glad I stayed on AM4. I'm still on AM4 as well. My 12700K is running on a DDR4 motherboard, so. I bought 64 gigs a year ago for like 90 bucks. That wasn't DDR5, right? I don't remember that must have been DDR4. I don't remember DDR5 64 gigs being 90 bucks, unless it was like a really crazy good sale, but I always thought they floated closer to like 115, 120, but you might have gotten one DDR5 for that price on like Black Friday last year. Picked up a 3080 Vision the other day for $270 on Facebook Marketplace. That's a good deal. 3080 for $270, solid pickup. So at 6800 XT, I sold, maybe didn't need to. Spend an entire day finally troubleshooting everything because issue returned after the 3080 Ti swap. Though it went away with the 3070. Turns out to be the RAM. 4 sticks, enabling XFP, bringing down RAM speed 3200 from 3600. Boom. Yeah, see, this is the problem with like PC troubleshooting and debugging and stuff. The problems there's always these types of issues that arise that is not going to have a simple Reddit thread or like, you know, online forum to fix for you, because you have a very particular set of hardware, and sometimes you could fix the problem without actually really fixing it, and you just happen to swap in a lower power consumption card and it worked fine with, for whatever reason, that your RAM was having issues, but then any kind of higher performing one, it seems, gave it problems. But then you lowered the XMP or the speeds and it was just fine. So yeah, that sucks. Dang, you sold that card and ate the eBay fees. Let's see. Hello, I've been watching other videos. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you and everybody watching the stream. We are going to be hosting Thanksgiving at my house tomorrow, so it will be very busy. Because we have the girls and we are doing the majority of the cooking, just so that people can get here on time. What up, Ken? How are you doing? I hope your new PC has been serving you well. Woof woof. Friend did his daughter's PC in a Z20. It came out nicely, white version. I got to help with some of it. Alright, Z20. Z20 I will look for on AliExpress. And see if I can get one without being charged an arm and leg for shipping and tariffs and stuff. Okay. I've been seeing less motherboards are actually able to handle 3600 megahertz with 4 RAM sticks. When I don't do many builds using 4 or 6 of memory, just because it's more common for, you know, sets. It was more common. Nowadays it might be people are gonna get the 16 now and then add another 2, so more people might end up with 4 sticks of memory with this shortage, having to like buy split sets and stuff. But this is a trend I have not noticed, but I don't put myself in a situation to run into this a lot. Corsair 2500X is on sale for $50. This was what I will say about the 2500X. Dang! I have this build. It's sitting right there. You can't really see it, but let me move the camera. Nope, wrong way. That is the 2500X. It is a micro ATX case. Wait, mid tower. Wait. Can it fit a full? I always thought these things were made to be micro ATX. Yeah, what the frick? Corsair. This, and I loved their Cube series from back in the day. I forgot what that case was called. The Carbide Air 240, I believe. I think it was this one. Yes. Like, I had this case. I loved this thing. This case was awesome. This, I think, was kind of like the spiritual successor to that. They call it a mid-tower. And it's a pretty chunky boy. But it really is a quote-unquote micro/mini ITX, because it can't even fit full-size ATX motherboards. This case, I think, in terms of like aesthetics, it's beautiful. Dual chamber is awesome. Cable management, awesome. But like, it's too bulky for the form factor of motherboards that it can fit. For it to be this bulky, almost the size of like a 011 Dynamic, I think it needs to be able to support full ATX boards. Otherwise, they need to shrink down the form factor, because this thing is big. I like smaller cases, and I wish this would have been like truly a micro ATX like footprint, but it is big. But again, it is a beautiful thing, case, and like I use it, but it's not how I would have designed the case. Let me move the camera back this way. Okay. Have you played Battlefield 6 at all? Nope. I am not a Battlefield player. Yeah, I do not play Battlefield or Call of Duty, at least anymore. I played them in the past, but I don't like how they make a game almost, well, not Battlefield, but how often do they make Battlefield games? That's like every other year, right? But Call of Duty every single year? No, I can't. I guess you could just play the old ones, but then when the majority of the player base moves and then the queue times get longer, and nah. Okay, let's see. Okay, we are 30 minutes in the stream. What the heck? Let's get into it. We gotta look at some deals. Alright, so I pulled up a bunch of different... Look, I'm banned. Yay. I pulled up a bunch of different websites that I usually frequent when it comes to deal hunting for PC parts and stuff like that. Build a PC sales. If you have not followed this subreddit, it is a great one. It's just a bunch of deal hunters posting stuff that they find. But let's take a look at the hot stuff today. 4TB Kingston for $148. Holy crap, that is really cheap. Per terabyte per dollar spent. It's from iBuyPower of all places. It's out of stock, of course. This was only posted an hour ago. It's already out of stock. Why are you banned? So I've already explained this on So I don't know exactly why I am banned. If we visit my inbox where it says to do that, yeah, what the freak? I don't have a message, but I got banned because I don't think it was because I first got banned from the pre-built subreddit for calling out the owner of the subreddit for pushing their own personal website and links, and they weren't happy about that. But I have multiple Reddit accounts. I have this one that's like I use for my specifically nerd on a budget stuff, and then I have like older ones that I've had for years. But I don't know which one got banned. They all just got banned at once, and they didn't tell me exactly like which post and which one got banned from. They just said, "Hey, you have broken the rules. You are banned." And because of how Reddit works, if you use a Reddit account on a device and then you use other Reddit accounts, they know. So then they linked that all of the Reddit accounts belong to me, so they banned everything I had. Like Reddit accounts that I had since like 15 years ago, gone. All my posts, all my comments and stuff, all my saved links, gone. And then, so they said you can file for an appeal. So I tried to file for an appeal. They instantly denied it. Then I asked them, hey, can you at least tell me specifically which post, which subreddit I posted in that got me banned? And then they ignored me. So, until, I don't know how I'm going to be able to start using Reddit again. I can still read things on Reddit. I just can't post. I can read, like I can click on links. I can still follow subreddits. I just can't post anymore. So this is, I think, a permanent, like, lifetime ban. Like, I guess I could get a VPN for my phone and then log into that. Though I think they might fingerprint my phone and know the device and still ban any new accounts. So I might have to wait till I get a new phone and then run a VPN on that so that it's not tied to my home IP. It's a mess. So it might be a while till I can post on Reddit again. Yeah. But we can still look at stuff. Look at this. I think this is a pretty good deal. I mean, I've been off the Cooler Master Hyper 212 train for a while, but for $13 for a 4 heat pipe standard tower cooler, and Woot is, you know, from Amazon. They are a trustworthy source to buy things from. Woot actually usually has some crazy good deals, so I need to open up a tab for them too. But let's just quickly look at some of the hottest deals today posted. Monitor, this is an OLED 1440p 280Hz for $380. I'm not a, oh, it's expired, dang. I'm not a huge monitor person, but OLEDs, actually, I don't know if it's the 4K OLEDs that are like usually $500, but this one's expired anyways. What, we are looking through them, Grayman Media. I like this Woot. I'm gonna post this one. It's not even an affiliate link. I just think this is a pretty good deal. So $13 Cooler Master Hyper 212 Halo cooler. I think this is a pretty good deal, so we will save that. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, okay, we got some memory deals at Woot as well. Oh, I think this was the one that was posted in the subreddit. Sold out 64 gigs for $280, which works out to about $140 per 32 gigs, which would be considered a good deal, but of course it's sold out. That is how in demand memory is right now. That's sold out. Ultra 9 285. Oh my god, with 32 gigs of memory, with a Z890 motherboard, and a 360 AIO. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is a Newegg bundle. And then what is it? $80 off, so it's $840. Wait. Why does it say $699? 6 hours ago. How do we get this to $699? Why did they post this like this? Plus Star Wars. So for $700 bucks. That's not the... I wonder if the deal went away. Because $930 minus 80 is $850. Intel bundle value. Okay, so you do get like the game and you get your thing here, but I'm not seeing that bundle price lower. This bundle, I mean, let me see. Let me try adding this one to cart in my personal window and see if I can get the price down. Add to cart. Check out. Gotta sign in. 80 combo discount. Whoa, wait, what is this? Oh no, yeah, $14.69 minus 5. No, yeah, I'm not getting any bundle pricing at all. What the heck? It's still that price minus the $80. So that the deal must have changed. Yeah. Hey, what up, Alexander Lewis? Thank you for stopping by. Yes. You saw Linus' video. Awesome. We saw people trickling in from that video. Very cool, very cool. Welcome to the stream where we talk PC tech and do deal hunting and other random stuff. Okay, so this I think it might have been a decent deal if it was still there. Let's see. What is this one? Every time it's just gonna have this big red permanently banned at the top. Can I like X this out? Because even when I go to view my inbox, there is no message like about, oh, here it is, your account has been permanently banned. Yes, right here, 2 months ago. They don't tell you specifically what you do. If you feel like you were banned in error, go to the help center, learn more how to file appeal. I did all that. But yeah, they don't tell you why you get banned. But can we get rid of this red banner at the top, please? Okay, let's look at this deal. Sold out, of course. Bro, people are swiping up these deals faster than we can look at them. But some of these deals came out this morning, so of course, they're gonna be gone by now. Ooh, so, $580 for, this is an ultra wide, right? Too expensive. Anything else that's not dead that's even worth looking at? What is this bundle? Oh, it's a pre-built. Friendly Omar with the tax reminder. What up, Omar? Yes, pay your taxes, people. I actually had to do a correction to my taxes. This was from like, what year is it? 2021? So it wasn't last year. I did my taxes incorrectly. TurboTax, man. Like, you think you follow it right, and then they catch something, and then it's like, oh yeah, whoopsies. So I had to do a revised filing. But don't let the IRS send you letters. It is scary. Yes, they will get y'all. No. I have had multiple letters from the IRS that make me clench my butthole. That is not a good letter to be seeing. From half the time though, it's just the Aorus, you know, it's just saying whatever the heck, not important. But sometimes they're like, hey, you filed wrong or something. If you're dumb like me and rely on TurboTax and understand the prompts incorrectly. Okay, so what is this? It's sold out as well. The $4,000 Newegg pre-built is sold out because it had a 5090 in it, 64 gigs of RAM. Okay, that kind of makes sense. The graphics card alone is worth half the price of it. Taxes, that's not in my vocab. Yeah. 7900 XT for 600 on Amazon? I wouldn't consider that a deal. 7900 XT, not even the XTX. This one? Wouldn't... I guess there is an audience for a 20 gigabyte card, but let me start a poll. For $600, which would you rather get? So we've got this 7900 XT, not the XTX. So it's the XT, not the XTX, or the 9070 XT, which we saw on Newegg right here is for $600. So between that and this card, I do like that this is the reference style, or not. It's a reference style, but branded by XFX, but it's still the cooler in design. I like the design of this one better, but I'm picking the 9070 XT. I'm not doing things that need 20, like that extra 4 gigabytes of memory, enough where, you know, I'm gonna get a less performing card and one generation behind just for more VRAM. What's up, Tech Grant? I would say this is not... It's kind of hard to say what's a good deal or not, because these have been somewhat phased out from retailers. So like any prices you get, like who is this sold by? It is actually sold by... it's shipped and sold by Amazon through SFX Store. It's... The pricing on these are... actually, where's our little add-on? So right now it's $600. Where is the price history? How do I change graph settings? Okay, they got data from like 2023. Where is the... I want to change the x-axis. Can I zoom out? Zoom out. Nope, doesn't work. Close-up view. Nope, that's not it either. Yeah, but pricing wise, I mean, this isn't the cheapest that we've seen it in the last month, it seems. And then other than that though, it is on the lower of the pricing, like prior since like October. It is kind of the lowest. At least this model has been on Amazon. Newegg and stuff may have had it cheaper, but I still wouldn't really get this over 970 XT. Is there a chance I can take a look at your stream submission? You're Sir Togepi. Okay. Yes, Danny Carvajal. Can you change your name to Danny Carvajal in parentheses in the server so I know? Okay, what do you want? Opinion on if these are a good deal. So, okay, 2 pre-builts. It's looking like MXZ. Oh, currently sold out. Well, 7700, 4070 Super, 16 gigs of memory. Why are they skimping? Okay, what about this one? $900. Very big difference in price between these two. $400. Almost like a 50% price difference. 5700X, 5060, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte. So this one, for the price, is not bad. People are gonna meme on the 5060 all they want. It's a pre-built, for Christ's sake. And it's less than $900. System integrators simply don't sell pre-builts for much cheaper than this unless they're going like really older stuff. It is AM4, which to me is not a big deal. I mean, for under $900, 32 gigs of RAM, considering RAM prices, this isn't a bad deal. I feel like for around $1,000, man, I would say just go to Jawa. I just bought a $1,000 PC for a giveaway that had like a 9060 XT 16 gig in it, 32 gigs of RAM and stuff. I feel like you might be able to have better luck on Jawa, which isn't quote unquote brand new, but it's new in the sense that builders on there have to open up the parts and assemble it, similar to how these companies do. This one, the RAM is the only thing that's kind of killing me here. The 4070 Super is still a very solid card. It performs almost identical to a 5070. So having that in a pre-built with the AM5, you know, I think this is a little too pricey for what it is. I would say, like, you should be able to find a solid, like, 9060 XT build for around 1,000 on Jawa, which will be better than this 8 gig 5060, and then it'll be cheaper than this one still. But yeah, these two builds, I would keep looking. They're not good enough deals where I would say pick that up right now before it sells out. This one did sell out. I don't know why. I feel like for around $1,300, there's other places you can get slightly better builds for. Let's see. What do I think of Micro Center's G731 power spec? $1,200. 5060 Ti, which one? It's the 16 gig one. 7700X, 32 gigs of RAM for $1,200. This looks like this is actually a pretty solid price. Micro Center power spec. That's like their in-house brand. Yeah, I'd say this one is priced pretty good. Again, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of pre-builds. The price is going to spike because of memory prices, but all things considered, if you part this out piece by piece, the build fee will be pretty reasonable, and you're getting from Micro Center, which usually has like a pretty good warranty and customer service. There might be better pre-builds out there. Let me see. For $1,200, am I really? I'm not gonna expect to get a 5070 in it, nor am I gonna expect to get a 9070 non-XT. So it's either like this for $1,200 from system integrators. You're gonna get a 5060 Ti or a 9060 XT 16 gig. So it's whatever your preferences are. Can someone link this to the Discord? Yeah, I'll link it. I will link it, and I will reply to you. There you go. If you have a Micro Center nearby, I would say that. So the thing is, the 5060 Ti is going to be slightly worse than the 4070 Super, but because it has more RAM, it's cheaper, it's still on AM5, all that stuff, I think it's still worth it for the price. Micro Center has a good deal for a 5070 PNY for $480. That is a good price. Yeah, under 500. I think under 500 for a 5070, I'm okay with it, having 12 gigs of VRAM. The card itself is a good performer. Sure, the VRAM's limiting it, but you could, on the flip side, I mean, you would, if you got like a, let's say a 9060 XT or something, I think the 9070 non-XT would outperform it, but it depends on if you need NVIDIA or not. Best Buy pre-built PC iBuy Power 342 with the 5070. That doesn't sound right. Are you missing a number there? That was either a price mistake or something going on. $342 pre-built with a 5070 in it. Must have been like a price error and likely will be canceled because people probably bought that en masse. Okay, what are we looking for here? Let's see, anything else? Yeah, so build a PC sales, 9070 XT for Walmart.com. Your model, wait, what? What are you guys' thoughts on these types of posts? They're saying 360 after PayPal and Capital One shopping promos. Your mileage may vary. This is like the equivalent of digital like coupon clipping and like extreme, you know, discount saving and stuff. Okay, let me read the post. Did they even explain it at all? Like, The PayPal deal is insanely good. Holy crap. Let me see. What are we looking at? Because, dude, I will pick this up. If I can get a 9070 XT for 360 bucks, like right now. Alright, what are we looking at? Like, did the OP even post? PayPal deal is instantly good. 10% Rakuten discount and PayPal 20% off. Sadly, Rakuten is limited up to 50 bucks. Is there a hack around it? Not only is it limited 50, almost immediately disqualified me. Yeah, see, this your mileage may vary thing. Is it like, do you have to be like a fresh, brand new PayPal account and open up a Capital One credit card? Like, I mean, if you really want to save money, that is a great discount. You know, 600. That's $240 off, which could be worth doing. But I need to know the details before I look into it. Yes, I got a brand new 5080 for 600. Stacked PayPal with Capital One rewards. I don't have Capital One though. I left Capital One because they were a crappy credit card company when I had them, and now I'm with Chase. On PayPal, but what's the PayPal deal? Anybody familiar with the PayPal deals going on right now? Even if I can only get the PayPal deal, I might want to pick this up because that might be a good enough discount to be worth it. Getting like the old Jet website deal hunting. Exactly. Oh man, Jet. Those are the days. What is it? 2017, 2018? What up, mine? Hey! What up, Logan? I was just making sure. You need to be a Walmart member for those? Is Walmart member free? Or what is the annual... I'm gonna keep reading. You know what? I say F it. I'm just overreacting. I was looking to sub too much. Enjoy your big savings, y'all. Capital One shopping is a little jank. Yeah, see, this is what I was thinking. Like, your mileage may vary because I'm pretty sure a few amount of people are able to pull this off. I have to call in regarding not receiving cash back. Like 3 orders I made. I find it easiest. Oh my god. Okay. I'm not opening up a Capital One credit card or whatever the heck you have to do for this. But just putting it out there for anyone. Potentially, you could get this card for this price if you're willing to jump through so many hoops to get to it. 50 bucks a year? That's not too bad. You can cancel it like right after getting this card and still come out ahead. Walmart Plus is $49. Do you guys have this or do you just know the pricing? I would have never thought to get a Walmart like paid membership. I have a WalmartOnline.com like account for like buying online stuff. The only, I think, let me think hard about this. I think the only membership to a store or a retailer that I pay for is Costco. Like, I don't have Newegg, whatever the premium account is. Oh, I do have Amazon Prime if you count that. So Amazon Prime and Costco. But I don't, like, yeah, I've never, like, thought of opening up a Walmart premium or paying for the premium account thing. Seems like a deal from the devil. $20 cash back when using Pay in 4 for PayPal. Oh, that's not too bad. So 20% off of 600 is 120, so I can get the card for 480. Not bad. And I do use PayPal all the time. So I just did a Walmart Plus free trial one time. It helped me get a new TV down to the right price. Just canceled. Can you just like open up multiple accounts with multiple emails? PayPal is confusing to me. You are from the younger generation, Logan. I feel like PayPal is a very millennial thing. Nowadays, the younger people use what, like Zelle and Cash App and Venmo, maybe, right? $49 for Black Friday deal, then it goes to $98. Okay. I have Capital One shopping, so what am I missing? I don't know. You're gonna have to look into this. I will post this into the chat for anyone interested, but I would not be Capital One, or this would not apply to me. The PayPal would. So I don't need a new graphics card. What am I saying? I got kids now. I gotta be more fiscally responsible. A more powerful graphics card is not gonna make my day-to-day that much better. A new router will, which we still need to look for, but we're still looking through the Build a PC sales hot stuff to see if anything pops out. MetaQuest 3S for $200. Dude. Okay, I don't need a VR headset. It's gimmicky. I'm not into VR right now. You can do whatever you want, Danny. I know. But I gotta be fiscally responsible now. The Danny of yesteryears is gone. This is new Daddy Danny, okay? It's different. What do we got? QD OLED, 4K, 165 hertz for $440 refurbished. See, anytime you see these OLEDs for really like crazy good sounding prices, it's because it's refurbished. Which there's nothing wrong with getting refurbished. You just have usually a shorter warranty, and they might not be as lenient with the returns for like dead pixel policy or whatever. But anything else? I have never ever bought an SSD at Costco, but interesting. Costco is just like any of the other websites. They just, you know, they sell stuff from different companies as well. A lot of it is through online because they can't fit these in their warehouses, like in person, brick and mortar. So, but yeah, I don't think I've ever bought anything PC related at Costco myself. Back in the day, our family used to buy pre-built at Costco. We're talking like early 2000s, but anything else? Okay, not really. Seasonic Focus Gold. These are pretty solid power supplies. Amazon resale for $70, 750 watt. I believe these are either B or A tier. So $70 for 750 watt. It's used like new, which I've had zero problems with. Otherwise, this is a $130. I don't know if it's worth $130, but oh, all the Amazon resale ones are gone. Never mind, dead deal. Buy the GPU for your kid. Yeah, right. I already told you guys, my kids are getting budget PCs when they're ready to get their PCs. They're not getting new, unless it's sponsored. If a company wants to sponsor me and send me brand new hardware for when my girls are ready to use computers, sure, I'll make a fun video like that. But if it's coming out of my own pocket, they're getting used old hardware. Listen to that voice. Don't spend the monies. Exactly. PayPal is just a virtual bank. I guess I've never looked at it that way. PayPal is what? I mean, what does Wikipedia even classify PayPal as? It's like a money transferring service. Alright, PayPal is an American multinational financial technology company operating on online payment systems in the majority of countries. Okay, like, what's the... I need, like, the elevator pitch. One sentence of how to explain PayPal to someone who's never used it or don't understand it. I mean, I guess you can see it as a virtual bank because you can deposit money in there and have it held in there before actually withdrawing it to a different bank account. And you can use it to pay things. And they probably are operating on, like, you know, some net positive that they invest similar to, like, how banks do to make money. So, yeah, I guess PayPal is like a bank. I just like PayPal because I hate having to pull out my credit card. Here's a question. I'm going to run a different poll. Do you guys have your credit card numbers and 3-digit security memorized? So this was actually something that I learned that one of my very close friends did. We were just, I think it was during a LAN party. We were ordering pizza and I was like, oh, let me get my card. And he was like, oh no, don't worry, I memorized. He memorized his credit card number, which to me kind of blew my mind because I've never, what was it, 16 digits, right? Yeah. I have never purchased so much online that I've committed to memory my different credit cards or even a single credit card number and that 3-digit security code on the back. Anytime I need to make a purchase and my stuff is not saved in my browser already, I gotta pull out my wallet and like manually input it in. But yeah, I'm curious how many of you out there have that memorized. But getting back to on topic, the reason I love PayPal and websites that take PayPal is because I will always remember my email address and I will always remember my password. So being able to log in and pay for something using that is a lot easier than whipping out the credit card, right? But nowadays, yes, the browsers do make it a little bit simpler if you have your credit card saved to your browser and stuff like that. But I can't even remember my 3-digit security pin. Like, I always forget it because I have 2 of them. I got one for a shared credit card that I have with my wife, and then one which is like my own individual credit card, and I always get the 2 mixed. And then when you input it and you get it wrong, then sometimes the company's like, we're gonna put a hold on your credit card, even if messing up once. I've had that happen. So that's kind of annoying. So I still gotta whip out the credit card, even if it's saved to my browser. But yeah. Also, expiration. Good point. My credit card. You're reminding me. Give me 1 second. I need to request a new credit card because my main credit card expired 2 months ago and I didn't even realize it. So I've had. When it's in my phone, for some reason, I don't have to get a new credit card, but my physical one, it hasn't been working at the stores because I keep on forgetting to get a replacement credit card. But yeah, the phone tap to pay stuff, that got updated. So I need to request a new physical credit card. Thank you for reminding me. But okay, enough about credit card talk. It looks like some of you out there actually remember your credit card numbers. I think that's pretty impressive. With all the other things, you know, people usually have to memorize. Okay, Build a PC sales. The hot deals seems like they're kind of older and dead. Let's take a look at what is still live, and we are gonna go to Woot, which has been kind of goated in the last few Prime days. Oh, Google Nest Mesh System. Can I find a router today? Here on Woot. New arrivals. Okay, we got some crap that people probably don't care about, like some a VGA. What is this? A VGA to what? What's on the other side of this one? It's a VGA to CGA, EGA to VGA Legacy. Bro, who's paying $4? Get this on like AliExpress or Temu for like $1. Okay, let's see. Where's all the computer stuff? Ooh, routers. Okay, we're gonna look at routers. We're gonna look at gaming PCs, and where's the hardware? Where's the hardware? Is it under gaming PCs? Or is this pre-built only? Talking about pre-built, let's take a look at some of these. This is $1,000, 5600G. Oh, Vega 8. No integrated graphics, and it's $1,000. No. Credit card I have memorized. Name of my tattoo artist. I've been to 4 times. I do not remember. Okay, let's take a look at what are these builds. Yo, whatever this company is, they're just ripping people off selling overly expensive integrated graphic systems. Yeah. Oh, but it does have a wait. It's got 4 terabytes of storage in it, if that makes it any better. But yeah, Woot. I just talked all this good stuff about you. And now you're gonna put these as the feature pre-built deals? You're making me look bad. Do any of these have dedicated graphics cards in it? Did this company like pay Woot to get on their like featured? What the heck is this? Oh, I clicked on the peripheral whatever. Okay, computer parts. So we got smart power supplies. I have an Apple card. Only reason it doesn't have any numbers on it. So if I lose it, I can keep the numbers synced to Apple Pay, and they just send me a new card. Ah, okay. Yeah, they're pre-built or not, some of them. Yeah, yep, as we just saw. Yo, look at this one. This is a fat cooler. Oh, it's a Scythe one. Scythe Fuma 3. Scythe is very solid. 6 heat pipe cooler, so kind of similar to the Thermalright Peerless and Phantoms, Fearless Assassin and Phantom Spirits. A little bit cheaper by like about $10 because the other ones are like 35 usually. This is normally $41. And then this one, let me see the side profile. Is there gonna be RAM? They're pretty decent with like trying to give you a little bit of RAM clearance, but still tall RGB memory will likely hit. Oh wait, which side is this on? If this is the back side, then you're fine. Oh, that is the back side. So yeah, in terms of RAM clearance, this should be good because this looks like it sticks out on this front side, not much more than a typical single tower cooler. I think there's no RGB on this, but if you're going for like a black build, I think this actually looks pretty solid for the price and cooler. $26 Scythe Fuma 3 cooler. Okay. Peripheral band, exactly. Thoughts about your CPU with some bent pins? I would say I fixed a CPU with bent pins on the stream before. It wasn't that bad though. Depends on the severity of the bent and how confident you are that you can fix it, right? I think buying something like that, you have to be comfortable with the idea of, especially if it's like no returns, which it usually is on eBay when people sell stuff like that, or like if you pick it up locally, people are like, as is, right? If you mess this up, I'm not gonna give you your money back. You have to be comfortable with the idea of potentially spending what, I don't know how much you're about to spend on this bent pin CPU, but are you okay with that money just disappearing? Gone, bye-bye, and all you have is a paperweight CPU. The bent pin CPU that I fixed, I didn't buy it. It was actually a subscriber's. They sent it to me to see if I could fix it, and I did fix it, and I sent it back to them, and then they sent me the CPU that they replaced it with, so I netted at the end of that. But I have not personally went and searched for discounted CPUs with bent pins. People have done that successfully plenty of times. If you go to Reddit, there's plenty of people who have good stories of like getting really good deals on bent pin CPUs. It depends on the severity. And if it's like bent too much, when you try to bend it back, it might snap off. And then at that point, are you really okay with trying to micro solder something that small? And like, it sounds like it could be a hassle, and if you're kind of like tight on money, I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah. Now, if you're just a tinkerer and you have some disposable income and you want to try it out, all that stuff, you know, then sure, feel free. But yeah, I personally, I stay away. I just try to find good deals on non-bent pin CPUs, and I'm patient and I'm willing to wait for it. Okay, so woot with that, not bad. They got this up here one, which I'm not really gonna link because I think the Cooler Master, this is gonna be a 4 heat pipe, blah 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 standard, right? Oh no, this one is 5 heat pipe, but am I willing to pay a few extra bucks over the Cooler Master for the up here? This isn't that much of a discount. Well, I guess it's 5 heat pipe though. Everything else is usually 4 that's under 20 bucks. Alright, I'll link it. Oh, whoa, is it just coolers? That's the only thing? I'm trying to find other stuff. 5 heat pipe, up here, cooler. We only have coolers so far in the description section. I'm trying to find other ones. We will get to the Discord server submissions, but I'm just trying to see what we got here. 5060 Ti, 8GB for $350. Seems pretty standard. B550 for $150. Not the greatest deal. Nope. What do we got? 5070s for over MSRP? Nah, we'll skip those. Don't let the manufacturers know I'd pay extra to not have RGB. It should be available a tad cheaper, yeah. And it usually is. Let's see, what else we got here? Nothing, MSI mags, these are like C tier power supplies for about what they're going for, so nothing crazy here. 3050 for $150. Factory reconditioned though. For $150, what better card can you get than this? I guess you can get a 1080 Ti, but that's a much different power draw requirements. And it's 6 gigabytes too. I don't think many people are gonna be interested in that. Motherboards, B650s, Wi-Fi boards for $150, and not the most naked board in the world. This seems pretty standard though. We've been seeing B650s for around $150 for kind of like these more entry-level, complete naked boards. So I don't think there's anything too much there. Okay, so Woot. Where are them CPU deals at that we saw during Prime Week? Okay, so here's the good stuff that sold out. So there's the memory. Well, how much was this ROG board going for? B550 ROG board for 100. That's actually a pretty good deal. No wonder it sold out. And then let's look at all these sold out RAM. My goodness, every RAM deal sold out. And then they had a 5070 Ti on here for 750, a white one. Not bad. This is a gorgeous card. For MSRP, with the white tax included in there, that's actually it was a factory condition though, so some people wouldn't be happy with that. Let's take a look at so this one was the 32 gigs for 80 bucks. Of course it sold out. Holy crap. How many did they have? Like one on sale? This one was 32 gigs for 70. How many of these did they have? These must have been like doorbuster deals. 64 laptop memory for 180. 175 rather. Yeah, so these must have been doorbusters. Which we obviously would have missed because this stream starts in the evening. Notice that white cards, there have been cheaper ones like the ASRock Steel Legend, as well as a few other ones. But that one that we just looked at, this one, I think this is the Gaming Trio. This is typically not one of the more reasonably priced white cards. This is one of the more premium white cards, typically. I'm thinking, what was the other one? I think Zotac usually has a pretty, they have like a cheaper white card model. But no, the Gaming Trio white, this is more on the premium side. That typically will not, and there's a reason why it's going for MSRP. Because it's factory reconditioned. A new one would cost even more. For the people who are into the white stuff. Okay, so Woot, we're done looking through that. Okay. Before we get into other stuff, routers. Where are my networking experts at? Can you raise your hand in... You don't even have to be an expert. Even like somewhat knowledgeable, because you'll be way ahead of me. Can you raise your hand in the chat? Because let me show you which router I have right now. And then you tell me, or I'll show you my setup. And you tell me if I should upgrade for a 3-story house. Where is it? And I bought this in 2020. So we're coming up on 5 years I've had this router. And I'm kind of inkling to buy a new one. Only by Ubiquity. Bro, I'm on a budget. Okay, so DeepCool Puck M5s. Okay, this is what I have in my home setup. So I have the TP-Link AX1800. Wait, is this one I have? Yes, I have the Wi-Fi 6 router. So not Wi-Fi 6E, not Wi-Fi 7. Purchased, and I did not pay. How much did I pay for this dang thing? I paid, now it's cheaper because it's 5 years later. I bought it for $130 plus tax. So it is much cheaper now. So this is what I'm still using to this day. And I use it in tandem with these DeepCool pucks. So this is just a mesh, Wi-Fi mesh thing. You know, you set a puck out and then they kind of like interconnect, and then it gives you this larger wide coverage for your entire house. Because the way that my house is, I can't stick the router in the middle of my house. It just doesn't work like that. The middle of my house is like a big empty space where the staircase is. So I have to have my router in one corner of the house on the top floor. And then down here in the basement, which I do have hardwired, but I do also have wireless devices down here. I need a better Wi-Fi signal, so I tried to boost it or like get better coverage with this. So this is what I have right now. For the experts out there, is like if I look up like TP-Link Wi-Fi 7 router. And this one's 120 bucks. It's a Black Friday sale. It says it covers 2,400 square feet, which I don't even know if it would be enough for our house. Not in terms of like square footage, but because of like the 3 levels. But like is it worth spending like up to 150 bucks on the newest router? Like, do these newer routers also have improved range? Like, is that technology also evolving with, you know, 5 years from 5 years ago? This one does support up to 90 devices. I don't know how many devices mine technically supports up, but I'm pretty sure. I feel like my router might be, or my network might be getting congested because we have a ton of wireless. We're talking about like all the laptops and phones and tablets and like security cameras and just like every single thing we have almost has like some wireless capability. So getting more devices is a plus, but I just like, in terms of like improved speeds and coverage for my gigabit internet, am I good with my setup with this and the DeepCool pucks, or should I upgrade routers? Why do you want to upgrade? So I want to upgrade because I feel like my internet speed down here in the basement is not up to par. Like, let me run a speed test while on, like, here, let me show you. If I could pull this up. Is this gonna work, or do I gotta change my Droid Cam thing real quick? But I'll show you the speeds that I am getting versus, let's see. Give me 1 second, just so I can show you like exactly where this is gonna work. Okay. So I have a puck literally sitting right next to me. So it connects from this puck to, I have a puck kind of like right up on the stairway, and then it bridges to that one, and then which bridges to my the girls' nursery, which is where the router / modem is, right? So I'm gonna run a speed test, and the speeds are just, and mind you, I have gigabit, so one symmetrical 1 gig up and down speeds. So I'm gonna run the speed test. Okay, it does not show my IP. Good. But like, if we look at the speeds, can you see the speeds as we're running this live? Wait, my IP is not on here, right? Yes, it's not. Okay, yeah. So down, I'm being right next to the mesh puck is like 46. Oh my god, can this thing focus? There we go. And then up is about like 36. And I feel like the up speed, especially when I'm doing streaming stuff, that might be, like, I would like to get both those numbers into the at least 100, so like double the speed. But I don't know, like, is a new router going to do that? Or you might not know because you don't know my house layout, but like, just going off gut feeling, is there a good chance? Because if this doesn't improve it, I could always return it, right? There's no biggie. But is this something that I should consider upgrading? What speed do you pay for? I pay for 1 gig up and down. If I do a speed test while hardwired in, I get pretty much like 900 up, 900 down. So, I do have Ziply. That was Ziply right there. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it says Ziply right there on the, you see that? Ziply fiber. I don't know why it says CenturyLink on the other side, but yes, running that was being on the Wi-Fi, which is Ziply fiber, 1 gig up and down, at least hardwired. Run a LAN cable, that's what I did. So I'm doing the wired backhaul thing that these things support. So if you can see right here, you can see I have an Ethernet plugged in here. And even when I check the app for these pucks, it says, let me see if I can show you. Studio main desk. Where is it? Device info. Connected. Like, it tells me in the app, maybe I have to go onto the thing, but like, I have a wired backhaul going into that as well, and that is still the speed. So I don't know if these DeepCool pucks just kind of suck. I bought them used anyways, so I mean, I like cleared and reset them and everything, but I don't know if it's just a limitation of that. and just having one good Wi-Fi with not Wi-Fi, one good router with super good range is better than trying to do like a mesh setup. Your house is 3 stories? It's, yeah, if you include the basement. So we have our main floor, upper floor. The upper floor is a little bit smaller. It's not like a full floor of like the footprint of the house. And then we have this basement down here. And yep, the puck is hardwired. So in terms of like, I've tried looking up like, am I doing this wrong? I went to TP-Link's official website, like how to get the wired backhaul thing working. They said all you have to do is plug in and it gets detected. But yeah, to me, it's just strange how that puck, which is plugged into, you know, an Ethernet cable, which goes to my switch, which goes up to my router. The same switch that is plugged into my computer that gets 900 plus up and down. That thing, the Wi-Fi that it is putting out, right next to me has just such slow speeds. Mesh setups are better than a really good router. Your pucks must suck, lol. I mean, these pucks I think are kind of old. I don't know when DeepCool released these M5 pucks. Let me see. What year was the DeepCool M5 puck? But the thing is, I wasn't even looking to get 1 gig up and down on these pucks. So I figured 2017. Like, I don't know what the speeds are on these, but I thought it would be at least 100 up and down, you know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting the same or even half the speed of my wired connection. I'm just trying to get over 100, which these pucks, sure, they're older, potentially. I don't know which generation mine are. I'm gonna have to look more into it, but even back in 2017, I feel like they would have supported higher speeds than what I just showed you on camera. Have you tried a different Ethernet cable? I have. Yeah, I've tried multiple ones. I've tried resetting my whole network. I've tried resetting specifically these pucks and resetting them up. I've tried everything that you would think of that, like when you go to Google and ask, hey, why is my speed slow? Like, what should I do? I've tried all of those recommendations. So all the basic stuff, or, you know, the intuitive stuff, I have tried. There's something definitely wrong. Is it wrong with my internet or is it wrong with my mesh and Wi-Fi? Actually, no. When I'm on my Wi-Fi 5G next to my router, the speeds are fast. So I'm thinking it might be the mesh. But I guess my question is, should I even bother with trying to set up a mesh network or just get a router with like really good range and have one device and one like network? And not like a split network thing, because right now I've got like a 5G that I can connect to, the 2G, and then the, you know, the mesh. Mesh is great when you set it up right. Probably when you also aren't using 8-year-old pucks. So, okay, let me see. What is the max speed of DeepCool 5 pucks from TP-Link? Theoretical maximum wireless, but that's theoretical. So yeah, split between 2 Wi-Fi bands, maximum speed, single client 8. Yeah, I mean, so it seems like I should be able to get, I think, at least 100. I'm not even looking for like 400, 800. Check out this router. It says HDZ. So we look at this router. Is it on sale by chance on Amazon? Please don't be over $200, please. $208. Okay, let me see. Okay, was it you or someone else, or last stream people mentioned AI mesh, which is like the technology that Asus uses, right? 3.8 stars. I feel like you have to like kind of mess up to get below 4 stars on Amazon. Amazon ratings are usually inflated, where even crappy products get good ratings. So what's up with this getting 3.8 stars on 141 ratings? But okay. What is the range? Range. And pricing. So right now it's 208. So it is the cheapest it's been in the last couple of months. I have that exact Asus. Love it. Did they talk about range on this at all? Let me see. How many walls? 1, 2, yeah, walls and ceilings, or floors rather, that we're going through is quite a bit. Yeah, look, 2750. This, my setup might be a little worse than this even. At Best Buy it has 4.5. Okay. You can set the network up to be meshed without having separate networks, including different 2.4 and 5 gig. Okay. Maybe I'll look that up. So I'm not sure if that's the issue with mine. Yeah, I never buy based on ratings too. It just makes me do a little bit more research when I do see lower ratings. Like when I eventually buy stuff like this, I go to YouTube and look up reviews, as well as look at people's first-hand accounts using it on Reddit and stuff. Also depending on congestion. So if your house have a lot of connections, you might want to set your house on band per floor. Okay, good point. That's actually a really good point. We do have a lot of devices. I don't know if I could quickly pull up how many devices. I mean, just, it says online clients, 32. I feel like we have more than 32 though, because I'm looking through everything. There's a bunch of like wireless switches, Wise plugs, Wise cameras. I do see the phones. So maybe we are, I'm sure there's some stuff missing on here. So we're probably closer to like 40 to 50 devices. This is showing 32 that are on right now, but not like our laptops and stuff. Like we have some stuff that's probably powered down. So like anywhere from 40 to 50 devices. When was the last time you used a network with complete power down? I do mine weekly. Whoa. I probably did it within the last week because I updated the firmware and then I did a full like reboot and shut down and everything, restart. But I usually don't do it for like several months, but just most recently I reset it. Exactly. That I wasn't getting ready to buy it. I talked myself out of getting that video card that I didn't need. Yeah, no, the router is for sure the better buy because it's gonna last way longer, especially if I can make it last as long as the old one did. Like a 5-year span, and it doesn't only benefit me but the entire household. It is the much more worthwhile investment, which is why I wanted to talk about it now. Okay, anybody else have other? So this is what I'm gonna have to do. We can't do it on stream because I don't want to just bore you guys with routers. If you guys are using a Wi-Fi 7 router that you love and recommend, drop it down into the comments. I'm gonna open up tabs for all of these and do my research and hopefully pick up a router by the end of Black Friday, and then maybe next week on stream we will be on the new router. But if you guys have routers that you recommend, I'll do my own research off stream just because, yeah, I don't want to bore you guys. We gotta get back to the deal hunting. Router's not boring to you, but I did title this stream as deal hunting, and we can't just focus on things that I need. We gotta look at the broader, you know, spectrum of items that anybody could benefit from. Look at Nighthawk routers. I've never owned a Nighthawk, but I always thought it had a cool name. And for the most part, I've known people who have had Nighthawks have boasted the crazy good range that they have had. So, okay, I'll put that on the list to look for. Ken says, I just upgraded my router from my old Frontier router that was at least 10 years old to a TP-Link Archer dual band Wi-Fi. Is that the one that I pulled up earlier? Where's that TP-Link one? BE65. Yes! I was looking at this one because it's very affordable. It's almost half the price as the other one. The coverage, rated coverage, is a little bit less by 300 square feet, but I don't think that really means anything. These companies all have their own ways that they probably test their range and try to make it sound way better than it is. But yes, This was the one that I was looking at just because I already have a TP-Link, and I have used them for years without issue. So don't go cheap. Oh, I mean, I'm curious if ratings.com or anyone did a head-to-head. If the cheap one performs better, then I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, don't go cheap if the performance isn't there. Like, the range that they mark is the best case scenario. Law, it's not even gonna come close to what they say. Yeah, I know. But relatively, I wonder if it's accurate. Like the one that had the 2700, if it is gonna have slightly better range than the 2400 rated one, even though they won't actually reach those numbers. Don't go cheap, but don't also overspend. What is the ideal price point to not go cheap, but don't overspend? I know it's gonna depend on the product, but this is the kind of questions that I get from people regarding to PCs. People are like, "How much is too much to spend on a PC? How much is not enough?" And I'm like, "Bro, it depends. Like, it depends on the hardware you're looking at and use case." So yeah, I get it. Okay. So let's see. Any other router recommendations before we get back to the deal hunting? I say save up. Wait, what the heck? I say save up money and go Ubiquiti? No way. I have my limits. With the Ubiquiti, even the Wi-Fi 6, wait, Wi-Fi 7, you can't just use a gateway, right? Last time we talked about this, didn't you have to get a gateway and then another thingy? I don't like this. This is not like, this does not just simply replace my router, right? I think Ubiquiti is still no more than 5,000 on network. It's worth the money, bro. We're not even in the same realm of like how much we're talking about spending here. If you're talking about into the thousands of dollars on the network, I am not some high production multi-employee YouTube channel. I'm just some dude in the basement of my house making videos. I'm not spending thousands of dollars on my network. It's not necessary. It's a little too much. Yeah, so I think we needed an access point and then one of these gateways, right? If I remember correctly from the last conversation. Ubiquiti is nice, but the price isn't worth. I mean, I'm sure to some people it's worth, but to the everyday person, like, you know, me and a lot of you guys, probably not worth. Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw that Wi-Fi 6 being too expensive. But anyways, I'm fine with my Google Nest Wi-Fi router. But are you also, do you have Google Fiber or whatever the heck Google provided internet is? Or do you use something else and then use a Google router? Recently got the DeepCool B25. What is this one? Huh? So you just got this dual band Wi-Fi 7 mesh system. Okay. Wait, it's the mesh system. So this is just the updated ones with Wi-Fi 7. So I bet, you see, I bought these pucks for like dirt cheap. I'm talking like 6 pucks for like 30 bucks or 40 bucks or something like that off Facebook Marketplace. I'm sure if I updated to something like this, the speeds will increase. But it doesn't make sense to be on Wi-Fi 7 mesh products when my router is still Wi-Fi 6, in my opinion. I think I would upgrade the router first and try to just get rid of the mesh altogether, if possible. Okay, use Frontier Fiber, but then use the Google hardware. Got it. When you get a new router, put the current one in the place of the puck there in the basement. You can mirror it and have more LAN ports too. Okay. Let's see. I also need a router. I'm using a router that my internet guys gave me. I feel like in 1 year, I don't know how cheap you guys, for the people who rent routers out there, But in 1 year, me renting, it's like $10 a month, so 120. That's like the price of a router in itself. So I always bought either the modem, but now that I'm on fiber doesn't use modem. It just goes, you know, straight to router. Yeah, I've always bought my own device, whether it be router or modem. I've never rented it. It just seemed like such a bad, you know, I guess it's not a big chunk upfront investment or fee that you're paying. That's why people do month to month, because it's more affordable in the, you know, in the short term, I guess. But if you can afford it, you know, it's always buying it. Usually save more money, unless you're literally renting it for like $3 a month. Then that might be more worth it. You can go like 3 years before you have to. It would cost buying it yourself. It's good because they will update it for free. That's the argument that people have for renting computers, and we know how that went. No, I'm kidding. It's totally different, but it's kind of the same. Yes, if you buy your own computer after 5 years, it wouldn't have been updated from the rental companies, but you own your hardware outright, and you can always resell, right? People are still buying up older hardware. Like, you see it all the time on Facebook Marketplace. I sold, I had an old Comcast thing, modem that I bought, and that I ended up selling it for like half the price. So I made half my money back, whenever it was time to upgrade. So there's pros and cons to both. I do understand. My router is the, okay, I will look at this. Links it. I'm just pulling up all the ones that you guys are dropping, and Dream Router 7. Alright, I'm just gonna pull all these up, and then I will let you know if I pull the trigger next week, or by next week. Okay, we're on slick deals. Where them PC deals at? Yo, categories, computers. We're gonna see very similar stuff, but the format is nice compared to Reddit because it's in grid view. Western Digital, is this 14? 20 terabytes for $270, 14 terabyte for $170. Remember, storage prices, even spinning disks, have been going up ever so slightly. At least server naked drives. I use one of these. I have a 14 terabyte one. These are pretty useful. Now that I have my NAS, this becomes my additional different device backup on top of the server NAS that I built. But I'm not in the market for another one. The one I have is fine. That pricing doesn't seem too bad though. $50.80 at Walmart for under 1,000 or less if you have the PayPal. Is it really 20% off? Let me see. 20% cash back. Some users may be able to stack that for select PayPal accounts. I don't like deals like this that's not accessible to everybody. Only for select PayPal accounts. Like, am I applicable for it? I'm not gonna buy this, but I might buy the router using the PayPal thing and save 20% off if possible. But this pricing, this is for the PNY, the most basic model, but under 1,000 plus 20% off wouldn't be a bad deal. Again, we don't know. We could have a GPU apocalypse in the coming year if we listen to the Power Color representative, the official Power Color employee that was giving people the heads up that graphics card prices are going to increase. Not trying to cause a panic or anything, but if you need hardware now, I say buy it now. Some filament. Yep, we got this deal again. UPS backup. Is this the one I have? I think I have the 1500 BA one, but I have a similar model to this. Yeah, I think mine's 1500 VA. And how many watts is this good for? Do they not say? Because I think there's still a power limit that you could plug up into this. It's not currently available in my country? What the heck? I'm in America. This is the Office Depot. The URL. Oh, here it is. Okay, it popped up. Normally 190. New poll. How many of y'all run a UPS? I have 2 UPSs. This is the... No. I technically had a third one, but that one died because I bought it in the used market, and I think the board died. I got replacement batteries for it, and it worked for a bit, and then it just died. So I think just the whole unit was bad, and I'm not an electronics repair person. So I got this unit, a slightly bigger one though, and I've been using that for like the last few years. I recently bought a LifePo 4 one, so a lighter weight, newer tech, lithium-based, what is it? Lithium iron phosphate or whatever the heck those elements are, but much higher recharge cycles before degrading and all that stuff. I have not unboxed it or used it yet because I wanted to make a video on it. But for those of you who don't know, UPSs are just a big gigantic battery that you hook up your setup to, so that when the power goes out, or even when the power is flickering, your setup is still usable, like uninterrupted. It's as if the power did not, fluctuate at all. So in the event of a power outage, it gives you like, 10, 15, 20 minutes to shut down and save your work properly so that you don't just completely, your power isn't just cut to your computers, which some people say is bad for it. Like, you want to always properly shut down. But also, if you have a home server like I do now, my home server is also connected to my UPS. So if the power goes out, my server isn't just abruptly shutting down and which could be bad for the wear and tear of the drives, and just shutting down your server improperly is not a good thing to do. But also, third usage is for when you do BIOS updates and your butt is clenching because you're afraid your power might cut out in the middle of a BIOS update and brick your motherboard. That is another good use case for these. So if you don't have a UPS, it is something that, depending on how much computing you do, it might be worth it. So you use the CyberPower one. Okay, CyberPower, APC, they're probably like the 2 most well-known brands, at least in the US. But I did get my Golden Mate one that I'm excited to start using. eBay is pushing Venmo now, so PayPal is having to find other ways to market over Cash App and Venmo. Weird, because PayPal owns Venmo, don't they? Yeah, you have 3 UPSs, HDZ. Nice. Yeah, so my Golden Mate one is basically going to be used for BIOS updates, and then to take on Craigslist used part pickup ride-alongs in my car. Trip Lite Series Smart Pro 1500 VA. Yes, it's very similar to mine, except I think mine might be 900 watts actually. Let me see. Let me pull up my Amazon page and see how much it was. I think this might have all gone up in price too, because of the whole tariffs and shipping costs and all that stuff. Mine, I pay, so 1500 VA VX. That, what did I pay for this thing? This was 2022. Oh, I paid $200 for this thing. My goodness. So the one that I bought, this is my exact one that you see in all my used part pickup ride-along videos. So it's 1500 VA. It's cheaper now than I bought it 3 years ago. What the heck? It's not even on sale for Black Friday. But it's good for up to 900 watts. Oh, so it is 900 watts. So similar performance specs as your triplet one. You will be by tomorrow. My first UPS just arrived. Nice! 20 minutes ago. What a coincidence, along with my new monitor and soundbar with sub. What monitor did you get, Ken? And which monitor are you replacing? Because you had your 1440p high refresh rate one, and then you had your 1080p one. Best UPS I got was a crash Tesla for $500. Are people really selling Tesla with salvageable batteries or like usable anything? 500 doesn't sound, that sounds too low. Like they would auction for much more than that, I would think. Correction, I have 4 UPSs. Forgot the one for the router. I do need to get a mini one for the router. Just to keep the internet on for like a little bit longer. It doesn't need to be one of these major ones. Like, I was thinking about getting one of these. Yeah, like 400 VA. Pretty small ones. Because the router doesn't have that crazy of power draw. You just need like 10 to 15 minutes to be able to, you know, properly shut your stuff down. But I haven't picked one up yet. Yeah, but they have all these little tiny ones that like are essentially glorified power strips with a UPS built in. But I'm just, you know, cheap me, trying not to spend money where I don't have to. It's a nice to have, right? You don't have to have a UPS. The majority of people out there probably don't. Actually, according to the poll of the people who voted, about like 40% of the votes, you guys do have UPSs out there. So one for the TV as well. I'm okay with my TV shutting down abruptly in the event of a power outage. I'm okay with that. Okay, so there's deal. What else is there? This is actually a pretty good price. $370 for a 5060 Ti 16GB, I think is a pretty decent price. Let me get this link. Yeah, it's not that much more. If you need NVIDIA, that is. Sure, like, what's the, relative to the 9060 XT, they're within like 5% of each other. This slightly edges it out, but it's not, to me, picking up an NVIDIA card is not about the performance relative to AMD. If they're like within 10% or whatever, like this one is, it's about what everything else that comes with the NVIDIA card. But again, I'm a creator, I stream, you know, like those things matter to me, but to some people it just doesn't matter. They just want raw performance per dollar, which AMD usually takes the cake on if you don't like ray tracing. If I list my setup, can you tell me if it's buns? If it's bad? Like, is that what buns, like booty? If it sucks? Is that what you mean? Can I tell you if it's buns? Sure. I can tell you if it's buns or not. Are buns a bad thing? I feel like buns are good. Buns are great. Why would that be a word to use to describe something bad? Okay, let's take a look at what people have posted on the subreddit. Oh, we've got a lot of posts. Okay, so the sellout woot gone. Indecline also posted this Micro Center. I'm not gonna put Micro Center deals in the description just because Micro Center is pretty limited. And also this is the Red Devil card. All right, fine, I'll post it. Doesn't hurt to have more links, I guess. Micro Center. I'm gonna put it in caps though. Let's see, 9070 Red Devil. How much is this? 650. Okay, I got it there. Okay. But yeah, for the Red Devil, which is like a pretty top tier card, going for 650. Would I rather have the $600 Acer one? What would you guys rather pick? The one on Newegg for 600. This one right here, 600. So it's also 3-fan, but it's the AdRock Challenger one, which is like their more base model. Or pay $50 extra for a premium power color. So you're getting the brand, which I think most people would agree that power color is like a more highly regarded brand, I guess, with regards to AMD cards than than AdRock is. But also the Red Devil, which is like higher performance and clock speeds and all that good stuff. Would you pay the extra $50 premium between these two cards? I have a whole house generator too, but I have to manually switch it on. I want built-in backup batteries to my panel so that if power gets interrupted, it automatically switches on. Kind of like people who have solar panel and are off-grid and stuff like that. But my goodness, that is... We're talking like... For like batteries, gigantic batteries, installation, all that. We're talking about like tens of thousands of dollars. So that's like a pipe dream. It's like a want, not a need. Actually, to have the whole house not be interrupted during a power outage, now that we have kids, is it a want now? Oh, the 2500X. Right here. The Newegg had that? Thanks for bringing that up again. Let me see. So they had it here. Yes, $50. I think this is for... As much as I complained about the case earlier, I think for $50, you cannot go wrong. So let me go ahead and put this link as well. And I can actually get a short link for this one. Where's the description? Corsair. We'll put this near the top because we looked at that first. $50. Corsair 2500X PC case. Wow. So Sally sells their bun. This is their buns, or might be buns setup. 3080 12GB Corsair 850 watt PSU 10700 Z490 motherboard, Kraken 63 Z63 AIO inside an NZXT H150 Elite. Now, your setup is pretty solid. I'd say if you had something like that, you aren't in dire need of an upgrade anytime soon, so you could probably ride out this RAM and GPU apocalypse that's potentially coming up. Yeah, with this setup right here, I think a lot of people would be happy with this setup. It's not the newest or highest end PC, but the performance that it outputs and the games that it can play, I'm telling you, there are people who probably wish they had your system, right? So that's how I like to look at a lot of things. I don't look at stuff at like by what their going price is now, or like what the most expensive top of the line PC is right now. I just look at, is the PC able to bring happiness to you or to a majority of people out there? And if so, I got no problems with it. Sure, if I'm doing a build and trying to like compare price and performance and stuff, then I'll get into the nitty gritty of like, oh, this graphics card is slightly better than that one. But for the most part, I feel like people who have systems that are working well for them, that aren't like super old, which this one is not, or super low end, which this one is not, then enjoy it for what it is, and you know, upgrade when you really feel you need to. Yeah, that PC is still good. It is still very good. A 3080 12GB, it beats a 9060 XT, which I feel like a lot of people would be happy to have. So yeah. Hi Danny, what's your opinion? Is it worth it to upgrade from RTX 3060 to B580? No, I would just hold on to your 3060. B580, like what's the, have they updated their numbers? It's an upgrade, but not one that I would think is really worth it. Where's the 3060 on this chart? There it is, 12 gig. Yeah, so you're not even talking, oh, sorry, I need to show this. So B580 is here at 100%. 3060 comes in like 14% slower. In my opinion, I feel like anytime you're gonna be doing a major hardware upgrade like that, either CPU or GPU, I would push for at the very least, like 30% performance increase. But ideally, I'd much rather see like 40 to 50%. Like, upgrading something as important as a GPU, I think you should be pushing for more gains than just 14%, which is what we're seeing here. It might be slightly different depending on what reviewers you're looking at and if it's the 12 versus 8 gigabyte model, but it's not going to be that different. I would say get something better. If we go to the 3060 and then we look the opposite direction, now what cards give you like a 40% increase? And yeah, so 5060, which people will probably tell you to avoid. That 9060 XT would be like boom right there. 60% bump up in performance. You can get a 7700 XT, which is almost identical to that. I would push for either hang tight or push for something more powerful, but it's gonna be a little bit more expensive, like $100 more. I did want to post at least one of the 5070 deals. Do they have any on here for a good price? Let's see. What? It was that Walmart deal. Oh, is it this one? No. Let me go back. I got like a bajillion tabs open right now. I need to find my way. Oh, wait. Did I put this one already? I did get that one, but where was that 5070 deal? Come on. Rate by newest. Where are them graphics card deals? 730. That's for the 5070 Ti. Where did we see that Walmart 5070 for? Here's an open box Best Buy. That doesn't count. Let me see if I can find it on Build the PC sales. Newest. TI, open box fair. This was 6 days ago. And it's expired. Any good 5080 deals? I mean, good is relative, but under MSRP, there was that one that we saw earlier. Was that on Woot? I'm getting mixed up. Which website we saw that on? Was it? I could have sworn it was the Woot one. I might be wrong. 5080. We will find it on Build the PC sales. This one. Yeah, it's this Walmart deal. Where did that tab go? Is this plain PNY through Walmart with potential, if you pay with PayPal and you are eligible for the 20% off 4 payments thingy that's going on. What is 20% off of this? Let me do some mental math. So $95 per 10%. That's $190 minus that. So what are we looking at? Like $760? That can't be right. That wasn't eligible, was it? For the PayPal deal? Because they would have mentioned it in the Reddit post. I don't think it's applicable for the PayPal deal. That would be too crazy. 20% off of this, my goodness. But it's still under MSRP. But this is the base model PNY card, which I think is personally fine. But I didn't really see any other anything like when I think of like deals. I don't care what model it is. I'm thinking under MSRP for graphics cards. And there's not that many going for under MSRP. V-Color DDR5, Newegg, okay, let me go to the Newegg's actually. Let me go to the Newegg deals. We're at the Newegg Black Friday front page. Let's see what we got. What we got here. But I will say, Slicko mode. Everyone's kind of projecting graphics card prices to only go up from here. So, if you're looking to buy, like maybe on Black Friday, 2 days from now. Oh, which by the way, I should mention. I am planning on streaming Black Friday morning, so 2 days from now. I haven't set the time yet. Probably 9 a.m. my time. So then we'll hopefully be able to catch some of the deals, so that's not like a late night stream where all the deals have already sold out. But yeah, I think 9 a.m. my time, Black Friday itself, planned for a stream. I'll put up the event notification, whatever. So yeah, we will do another deal hunt. And we'll see what actual Black Friday has in store. And then there's Cyber Monday, which I'm not going to cover. We'll talk about Cyber Monday next week on Wednesday. I can only do one extra stream. Okay, so let's see what we got over here. This deal with how much off? 25 off. So that brings it to $455. Not too crazy of a deal. And then what RAM did you say that it was? Some V-Color RAM. Okay, let's see if we find it on the front page. Here's a 5070 for $480, but you gotta do a rebate. You gotta actually send this damn thing in. Wait, go to this, fill it out, cut their UPC barcode, and then I had to buy stamps the other day to send in my tax corrections. I feel like, why do we still have like physical stamps? I know there's stamps.com, but if you ever looked into trying to do that, it's like a ripoff compared to just buying a 70-cent stamp. But like, just having to have stamps. Why do we have to fill out forms, physically cut some barcode, and send it in? It should not be this difficult to get a rebate. We know why they're doing this, so that you will be tempted to not do it in time and not get your rebate. But it is so annoying. Just give me the card at the price that is the lowest without the dang rebate. I will never not complain about mail-in rebates. I know some companies have gone to online rebate filling things, which awesome. But MSI, you. But if you're okay with doing rebates, $480 for a 5070, not bad at all. What else we got? Where's that memory? We got power supplies. We got pre-builts. We got 32 gigs for $300 with $20 off. Where's this V-Color one though? How many pages is this? My goodness. Some of these aren't even that great of deals. They're just on here. Like a Hyper 212 for $20. That's like should be standard pricing. Oh, an Asus. This wasn't the one we looked at. This is more expensive. Dang, look, this thing looks like a spaceship. Got the gold trims and everything. Okay. This doesn't look like a bad deal. 7800 X3D with a B650E motherboard. So assuming the motherboard's yeah, so that makes it like 200 something for the 7800 X3D. No, that makes it 300 something. Wrong. I was one digit off. I lied. I take that back. Okay, let's look at this RAM that this V-Color RAM that you were talking about. V-Color RAM. What is this, Newegg? What are we becoming? Temu? We're opening up treasure chests now for deals. You said it was the V-Color DDR5 for $230. So it's this one right here. They're called V color, but there is no color on the RAM itself. I was expecting RGB. No, but for this is for 32 gigs for $227 plus $8 off, making it $229. Let's look at Amazon. Let's look at like the staple RAM, right? 32 gigabyte DDR5 memory. What are they going for on Amazon from like Silicon Power? $300. Corsair Vengeance RGB, $260. 237, 370. That doesn't count. T Create, which is usually some pretty budgety, 300, 299. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, this is, where did it go? How many windows do I have open? How many tabs? Let me take a look. Task Manager. How many tabs is this? Firefox. 49 tabs open right now, using up 7 gigabytes of my memory. We're looking at memory. This actually works out to be one of the better priced kits. And it's a 6400 CL32. Which true latency, true latency is about the same as 6000 CL30. Let me put this deal into the link shortener, and we can get this. I'll put it at the top too, because I feel like people are looking for memory deals. So it's $219 for 32 gigabyte V color 6400 CL 32 DDR5 RAM. Okay. No, not 67 Firefox tabs. We might get up to 67, but not yet. Almost there. If I keep on opening these tabs without closing them. You can't return? What do you mean? What is user saying? Zoltech has open box deals, blah, 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 blah. Got a question. Do you guys think about me using 128 gigabyte RAM? I have 132. What? I mean, 128 is very overkill. I feel like 128 gigabyte RAMs, people who can fully utilize that, that's like the top 1% or even less of PC gamers and users out there. But so you can't return product to Newegg either, or with with regards to the Zoltech open box deals, or with regards to just buying anything on Newegg. Newegg return policy is usually not as lenient as Amazon. Oh wait, the holidays, let me read this. We want to ensure your holiday shopping this year is hassle-free. That's why we're automatically extending our return policy for almost every product. Purchases between November 1st and November 31st, you will have until January 31st to return your product. Return for refund. For free? No restocking. Return policy. Our return policy, whether they so ship. Okay. Items 50 pounds or less. Eligible items. Free return shipping labels. Okay, so they're stepping it up. I think they've actually been doing this for a while now. I just don't buy enough from Newegg, and I don't return to Newegg like ever, compared to like on Amazon. So this is good though for people. I'm not sure what you were talking about, user, but with regard restocking fee, a 15% restocking fee may apply to select product categories, including hard drives, motherboards, graphics cards. Okay, so it's a free return, but restocking fee depending on the item. If they are opened, which I think that's where Amazon kind of is a lot like nicer, and you don't lose money for returning something. Like, of course you're gonna have to open something up to try it out and see if you like it or not. But I understand people can abuse it if you don't have a restocking fee in place. People will just willy-nilly buy whatever, open it up, and then even with no intent to use, and then return it. So you gotta deter that. New and open returns will not have a restocking fee, which of course that's very fair. So okay, yeah. That's their return policy. Extended holiday returns eligible. Nice. For $350, would you go for a used CPU, something like 3080 or new? Either or. I think the 3080 is such a sweet card to get for hopefully under 350. If you can try to pick it up for like closer to 320 or 300 on a good deal. But if you want to skip the hassle and get a better warranty, you can go for the 9060 XT 16 gigabyte. Both cards are equally viable at that price point, I feel. It depends. It's just your patience level, right? And do you want to have the hassle of deal hunting in the used market, messaging people who either ghost you or just like don't respond, and stuff like that, and then meeting up with them and then having the fear of the graphics card not working if you're not able to test it out prior, or you just want to buy something brand new and just know that it works and that you're covered, right? So it just depends on your comfort level and patience. Anything else on here? What is this? Did the prices of these go up? Is there a plugin for Newegg so I can look at the price history? Why does $385 for a 7800 X3D after this coupon code sound not like a Black Friday deal? Weren't we seeing these for like $370 like a month or two ago? What is there a chip shortage? Let me take a look. Something is fishy about this 7800 X3D pricing. Now if it was bundled with RAM or something, I would get it, but yeah, like you could get it right now for $380, and so this one after this would be $385 with the code, or you can just go straight to Amazon and skip that. But if we look at the pricing history, not even a month ago, about a month ago, this was like $360, and there was no like, oh, wait, was that during that Prime deal? That was during that Prime Day deals, wasn't it? October? No, I thought that was like middle October. I don't know. This is not a deal. This is like normal pricing. This is that BS that you guys were talking about, where a few weeks before the sale raise prices so then you can bring them back down. Yes, and Ken got it for $320, which I didn't even see that price. Wait, Ken, I missed your message. Did you say what monitor you're replacing and what monitor you got? So you say you got a new monitor, but you didn't tell me the specs, or if you did, I missed it in the comments. But also, which one are you replacing of the two that you had? You had that one big TV 1080p one, and then your main one. But yeah, I don't consider that a deal. PC builds though. So RAM, let's see these ABS builds. I'm just gonna take a look at a random one. $750. What are you getting? A 5060 with a Core 5 120F. I don't even know what that is. It's not even considered an Ultra. Wait, what? What is this? What is this processor? I think I've been living under a rock in terms of Intel side. The TV is going into the bedroom. Got it. Okay. So what is the new monitor? Let me hear the deets. What's the resolution? What's the refresh rate? What's the size? So these Intel Core. So I thought they were ditching the Core and going for the Ultra naming, but okay, yeah, whatever. What is this? 6 cores, hyper threaded. So it's 12 threads. Okay, so this is just their new like i5 family. Yeah, 120F sounds mobile. Bro, what are they thinking with the naming scheme? Not this. Okay, I gotta close some tabs because now I'm getting lost in all my tabs. I'm getting lost in the sauce of tabs right now. I can't find where that went. Okay, here was that one. $750, assuming this is just a standard i5 that performs. Actually, can we look up a review on this? Core 5 120F tech power up. Maybe they have a thing for it. Okay, let's see. Specs. Okay, performance. Dang it. Let's look at the benchmarks. I mean, I guess we just look at the specs. So this thing is essentially a 12400F. If we look at, yeah, TDP, cache, slightly faster boost frequency, but same base. If it's on a new architecture, so you might get some gains there. Benchmark show single is a slight. Okay, this is the AI overview, but I don't know. Is there like any actual sources I can get? I don't trust some of these fake benchmarkers. Not shopping. Core Ultra 5 is pointless. This was in June though. Has nobody tested these new? It's out. Let's just assume worst case scenario it's a 12400F, right? Which is not a bad processor by any means. This pre-built's not bad. For $750, turnkey, ready to go. You buy it, it just works. 1 terabyte. Wait, how much? 32 gigs of memory. It is DDR4, but whatever. You're paying $750. I don't know who in their right mind is expecting to pay under $800 and getting 32 gigs of DDR5. But not that bad. It is on sale, which I would say $1,100 is a bit overpriced. But on the sale price, I would say this system, for people who aren't trying to build themselves and for people who are trying to recommend something because they can't build or have the time to build for their friends or family, pointing to something like this, not bad, Newegg. I'm somewhat impressed. Let's look at the other budget one. So we got a Ryzen 5600 here with the RX 6600 for $660, which is about what I would price that at. 16 gigs of RAM, yeah. Not like crazy steal of a deal, but like pretty decent prices. And $35 gift card off, so even cheaper. You got a 4K WOLED dual mode 160/360. So it's an Asus ROG Strix XG32 UCWG 4K WOLED dual mode 160/360 hertz. Oh my god. Are you using that as your main monitor now? And then you moved your 1440p one to the side? Holy crap. This monitor. How much did this cost you if you're willing to share? This sounds like it was in the ballpark of $400 to $500. As someone who doesn't know much about monitors, but based on the small tidbits that I pick up every single week when people ask me about it and we do some price research, that's what I would... Oh, you got the Strix one though. Oh, I got it right? I guessed the price correctly? I thought it was actually going to be a little bit more expensive than what I said because it was the Strix. But I know you're a deal hunter, Ken, so you probably got a good price. It's $219. Look to the right to the history change. Oh wait, what are we talking about now? We're talking about the Amazon? Sorry, I'm seeing the comments late. If you're talking about the Amazon... crap, where'd it go? I've got too many freaking tabs up. Let me close all these. Yep, just closing like a bunch of them. Might be something important, but we can always pull it back up. Okay, so you're saying Amazon. So I think you're talking about the 7800X3D. You're saying, look at the right of the price history change 3 months. Price history change. Where's that thing? Oh, that's how you do it. I clicked on this button earlier, but I did not see these. Got it. Okay. Got it. Oh yeah, it zooms out. Thank you for pointing that out. You guys, I am like weirdly blind to some of these things, and I hope it's because I'm doing like multiple things at once, trying to talk to chat. I'm like, you know, like cognitively streaming and all that stuff. I would hope that if I was looking at this on my own without the distraction of streaming, I would have eventually figured this out. But thank you for pointing it out to me. I appreciate it. Okay. What program is that? What is this program called? What is this extension? It is called, nope, not that. It is called Keepa, the Amazon price tracker. I will link it in the chat. But I think it was it Benzerino? I believe it was Benzerino. I'm trying to remember, even though it's really hard to remember a lot of random facts because there's so many of you guys out there. But I believe it was Benzerino who put me onto this, and now we've started using it. $800. Oh, Ken. You spent $800 on it. Okay, that is pretty expensive. Let me see. Wow, this might be the last monitor you ever buy. No, I'm kidding. You're gonna be around for a lot longer than that, Ken. But this might be one of the last premium monitors you ever buy or ever need, unless for some reason 8K becomes super, you know, popular and more affordable. It's called Keepa. I linked it. Okay, let's go back to the Discord though. This hardware swap from Heavy Metal Tech. This person is selling. Ooh, it's the reference one. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. But very tempting buy. 6950 XT. Reference model. I can't even use hardware swap anymore because I'm banned. All my history. I had like 70 plus trade reputation on it, and it's gone now because I'm banned. But 375. Looks like people have been interested. PM. Local pending. Oh, so this deal's gone, unfortunately. It looks like, and that was within the last day. So it's been gone. So no point in looking at that. I don't need it like SpongeBob. I got banned because I honestly do not know why I got banned. They did not tell me a specific like post that I put or to what specific Reddit that I got banned from. But shortly before that, I got temporary banned from the pre-built subreddit. I don't know if it's related or if it's completely unrelated, but Reddit is not good about pointing specifically to like the comment or post that you made that got you banned. Oh, here's a picture of you building that John's bow case that we were talking about. Okay, nice. Oh, you got that. What is that? That's the 2080 Super. Chris, were you sent the 2080 Super? I forget. I remember you got the 2060. And then when we went to the NVIDIA headquarters, they gave us physically 2080 Supers as a parting gift. But because you weren't on that trip, but Chris, I don't even know you're in the chat anymore. You might have been long gone, or you might be driving. So, Okay, so I already looked at Saratoga piece things. Oh my God, we're already 2.5 hours in the stream. Oh crap. Let me check something real quick. Okay, I did not miss any DMs, I don't believe. I was waiting on something. Okay, we're good. It kind of ish. Alright, what else we got? MSI MPG 850. Any details on that? What are these ones? The GS's. FPL tier list. Let me take a look real quick. MPG. MSI MPG AGS PCIe 5.0, which is what this one is, 850. This is a solid A tier. Oh, this is a recommend right now. Let me get the short link for this. Yeah, this price for 850 watts. Normally for A tier, 850 watts, you know, PCIe 5.1 ready, usually go for probably like 120, 130. Actually, we can look at the price trend. 120. Spot on without even looking at it. And I wasn't even talking about this model specifically. I'm talking about just power supplies of this spec. So yeah, this is a decent discount. It's like 35 bucks, $30 off. Not bad. Let me get that. I like this deal. If I needed a power supply, I would get it. So $85 A tier MSI 850 watt PSU. Bam! Thank you for posting that Flip. Flip, are you in the YouTube chat right now under a different name? Roland, what's up? What's good? Everything is good. It's gonna be Thanksgiving, holiday break coming soon. So we got some decent PC deals going on. Stream's been chill AF. Hope you guys have been having a good time. Quick reminder, we will be streaming Black Friday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time is what I'm planning for right now. But just look out for the notification once it goes out. I will put it out. Adam Williams now popping in with the router talk, even though we're past that. TP-Link Easy Mesh. Get a 2.5 gig main unit, Wi-Fi 7, and 1 or 2 Wi-Fi additional access points. Everything should have 2.5. Do a 24-hour stream? No way. Honestly, a 24-hour stream would be really easy for me. I could hang out with you guys all day and just talk and just hang out. It would be very easy. But that is not easy for my wife and kids. Me being gone for that long, like I haven't been gone for, I have been when I went to Linus, but still, like, and not getting sleep, streaming for 24 hours, not getting sleep, and not being useful to my family, and then knocking out for a whole day afterwards probably. I would love, I've never done a 24-hour stream. I don't know what my longest stream has been, probably like 4 hours. I would love to do 24 hours because I think I can do it, but I would have to plan it out, the logistics. Maybe one day. Keep pushing it. Keep bothering me and bugging me about it, and keeping it in the forefront of my thoughts. And maybe one day I'll actually do it. What are your thoughts on Walmart's CyberPower PCs from $800? I think CyberPower is fine at the right price. The Walmart deals have been pretty poppin'. I would need to see the specific one that you're talking about, but I've got no issues with it for the most part. Like, most of these companies, they have the warranties, they have return policies. The majority of people getting PCs from them aren't the horror stories that you read online. That is like the minority, the vocal minority, which is fine. You should complain if you get a bad PC. But all these companies, they wouldn't be in business if they sold as bad of PCs as, you know, the sensationalist YouTube videos make them out to be. Okay, this one. I already linked this. Nope, this is factory condition. I don't think it's that great of a deal if it's factory condition. Okay, so we've looked at Woot. We've looked at kind of like the Amazon front page. We were looking at Newegg actually has some bangers, I feel. Newegg deals, not bad. Let me link this one. I think, given everything that's going on, this deserves a link on the description. Give me the short link. $600 RX 9070 XT. ASRock Challenger. Danny, look up Ryzen 9. Ryzen 9 what? You said something about a 5900X? On where? Newegg? I saw your comment earlier. Sorry. I did not get to it. Let me end the poll, just in case we have any other polls coming up. 5900X. What are we looking at here? What are we looking for? What website? Because at $361, I don't think this is that good of a deal. I'm pretty sure Jawa. Oh! Jawa! How can I forget? I got a sponsored video coming up with them. They've got epic deals of the days right now. They're not even paying me to say this. I'm just, you know, we have a good working relationship. So I'm okay with shouting them out because I believe in what they do. Jawa, now through December 2nd, they got epic deal of the days. Some example deals that have been snatched up already because we're late into the day. Like a 3950X for 155, 5060 Ti build. I saw some graphics cards. A 5070 for 420, nice. 4070 for 385, that's a really good price. 4070 Ti for 420 again, nice. So every day, not just the Jawa official store, but other sellers on Jawa too are selling things. Here's a 50, man, they sold a lot of 5070s for 420. Wow. But they're putting new deals up. They're supposedly gonna be putting up a $500 4080. I don't know which day they're gonna be doing it, but check out Jawa as well, because I came here to look at the 5900X. Because what is Teams Wavy trying to? What are we looking at here? You said to look at 5900X, but for what reason? Because I've seen 5900Xs. Look at this one. This is a bundle deal going for cheaper than what we saw there. You can get a motherboard, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 5900X from this seller for 370 bucks. Like, the Newegg, I don't know which one you wanted me to look for, specifically, but your keyboard is not work. Oh no, not you. Where are you? Anyone recommend a good UPS battery? Heck yeah. I haven't even used this one, but I'm gonna recommend it over lead acid batteries from here on out. This is the one that I bought. I have not showed it on the channel yet, but the battery, it's a LifePo 4 batteries. Go do your research if you want on battery technology, but these have way longer 10-year lifespans, way more recharge cycles than typical, what kind of batteries do they use in APC and CyberPower units? This is sine wave, which is quote unquote cleaner power than modified sine wave or step waveforms, right? This is like supposedly the future of UPS battery technology. Better batteries and just, you know, better power output, lightweight, because these batteries are I think they're about half the weight. So yeah. Lol, that's the UPS I was gonna buy, Danny. But you want it overnight? You couldn't be patient enough to wait for this one? I guess December 1st. Wow. They don't have quick prime shipping on this. Yeah, the issue with the APCs and stuff, like the batteries, for my uses anyways, for yours you should be fine because you're not constantly charging it, recharging it. But when I'm taking it out to do like test hardware and stuff, I'm putting a lot more recharge cycles on these batteries. So I definitely wanted like the one with like, how many recharge cycles does it say? 5,000 charge cycles. You could recharge it every single day, and that would be how many years? 365 times 3. Yeah, it's like 4. No, wait. 365 times. That's like 12 to 15 years. Is my math right on that? I mean, there probably will be some degradation, but yeah, it's the lithium iron phosphate. But it is slightly, actually, it's not even that much more expensive than the other one. I guess it's 1000 BA, so it has about 2/3 the, like, you know, how long it can power on compared to the 1500 VA for the same price. But to me, it's worth it, given it should last longer. But yeah. Yeah, you got it. Yes, protect your new computer. You definitely do need a UPS. True, true, true. $13.69 years. Okay, so 12 to 15, not a bad estimate. If you were to recharge every day, but I definitely don't. So we'll see how long it lasts. Hopefully this is the last UPS I need to buy for a really long time. I've got 2 UPSs now, so yeah. Look up lithium battery fire videos. No. I am aware. I have seen when phones bend and or get punctured and then just blow up. I mean, we've got lithium batteries in so many things. Probably not as big as a UPS on a typical device, but still, that I don't know if I'm afraid of lithium batteries like that and potential fires. I've got, here's a question for you guys. Talking about fires now. Do you keep an up-to-date, unexpired fire extinguisher in your home? That is a question now that we're talking about fires. And for this one, I think you might need a specifically, like, a battery. You might need the chemical-based one and not a typical grease fire extinguisher. We got fire blankets. We got the specifically battery. It's like it comes in almost like a aerosol can, and we've got the typical red fire extinguisher in our house. We have put too much investment into our house to have it go down in a fire if we can stop it. Your home insurance may have a clause that you need to up to date. Yes. Yeah. We keep our fire extinguishers up to date. Just because that's a responsible homeowner thing to do. But I'm curious, you guys out there, I feel like fire alarms and fire extinguishers and stuff is something that people do not keep up to date with, because, you know, the chance of a house fire is pretty low, but when it happens, you might be screwed. Is your friend group still bad at Overwatch? Bro, we haven't touched Overwatch since those LAN videos. What year was that? Like 2017, maybe 2018? Yeah. I was never a huge fan of Overwatch. I played it because that was the game to play at the time. The shooter that I've always enjoyed at the LANs is Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite, they're putting it kind of like end of life. They're giving it its last patch. It's still going to be online with servers online, but they're not going to update it anymore. They're moving on to the next online Halo game. I forgot what it's called, but I'm sad that they only did Halo Infinite for like 4 years before shelving it. I do not even have one. Dang. LG had to buy me a new floor because my phone battery blew up and damaged my floor and burned holes in some of the clothes that were on the couch. Dang. You can go after LG for that? I guess, if it was like really their fault. The Observer of Thought. Wait, the Observer of Thoughts. Yes. Thank you for the channel membership join. Nerd on a tight budget. I appreciate it. What up? What up? What up? What up? Have I ever tried sim racing? I have not. The closest to sim racing is like when you go to the arcade and they have like the steering, you know, the car games, like Initial D. I'm trying to think. Like even at LTX, I didn't jump into the sim racers because the line was too long. But I've never sat in like a personal like sim racing rig or whatever and one that moves or anything fancy like that. Yeah, I've never done that. I feel like even when I used the Logitech steering wheel that I got from trading a PC for it, there's something about the disconnect of the peripherals to the racing game that it's really hard to replicate actually feeling like you're in a car. Something about like the weight of the car and the weight of the steering wheel and I guess the latency. Maybe I just have crappy peripherals. From your input to what happens in whatever game you're playing, and I was playing Forza Horizon 5 and Dirt Rally. Maybe, what is it, the Assetto Corsa or whatever game, the racing simulator, actual games are better at that. But it just still, it didn't feel like a car, which it's not a car, and it's only, you know, maybe that's as expected, but yeah, that disconnect for me is kind of like off-putting. Do not get into sim racing. You will easily spend thousands of dollars. Yeah, I do not plan on getting into sim racing. If anything, I feel like sim racing with a VR headset might be better, because it reduces the cost of the monitors. You would still need to sit in something with the steering wheel, but like in terms of like the realism, like that's part of the disconnect too. Because when you're playing with monitors, if you look to the side, instead of seeing the side window of the car, you're seeing like your room. So a VR headset, if I did sim racing, which I did do sim like Ace Combat, like flying, that is very cool because anytime you look around, it's like you're looking out the side of the airplane and you're fully immersed. But yeah, sim racing, I feel like with VR would be the play, and with the movable, you know, rig and everything that like vibrates and moves up and down and accelerates. One more like for 67 likes. What? Okay, what's the better number? 67 or 69? I think we all know the answer to that. Yeah, $600 for a 9070 XT is not a bad deal. Okay, guys. Let me look. I'm gonna finish up with Discord because people did post things. Oh no, I think I already looked at everything posted at Discord. Okay, we can get ready to end the stream. Can you do a PC part picker? I cannot. Danny Carbajal, aka Sir Togepi, for $1,000 budget, you're doing one a stream in my prime. Yeah, right now $1,000 PC I would not recommend because you're paying like $250 to $300. I'm telling you, like on Jawa. Let me see if I can find. Let's see, 9060 XT. I found a few of them. PC build. 16 gigabyte. Let me see if I can find a PC build for. We're gonna look for up to 1100. Between 900 to 1100. Here we go. 12700 KF. 32 DDR4. You might not want that. Is there any DDR5 systems? This one's also DDR4. This one's DDR4. This one's DDR4. I bought up the last DDR5 system. But I would say if you want a system, yeah, it's gonna be hard to build a system for cheaper than the people who are building based off of inventory that they got prior to the RAM price increase. Like, look at this system right here. Given that this has a build fee incorporate or like tacked into it already, for $1,000, sure, it has an AM4 processor, but one that's not any slouch, one that still pairs well with the 9060 XT 16 gig, and you're getting the whole 32 gigs of RAM. This isn't like skimping and giving 16 gigs of RAM. You've got your 1 terabyte drive. It's a, you know, good looking build. Though that cooler, it's using the Prism. That I would say, they couldn't throw a $20 tower cooler in there. This one right here, 5700X, also very similar. This one actually has a nicer case and fans and nicer cooler with the temperature display. And this one is also like just barely over $1,000. It'll be hard to build a system for $1,000 right now due to RAM pricing. Anything that was $1,000, which I've already built like a couple of months ago, that white PC build I did, that was $1,000. That would be like $1,200 right now, without the deal hunting. So, yeah. Dang, this is a clean build. And it's in the new NZXT case. Wow. For $1,100, 12600 KF, also no slouch. It's gonna be pretty hard to beat. You posted the Walmart PC deal in the Discord. Oh, here it is. 800 bucks. 8400F, 5060, 8 gigs, 16 gigs. This isn't too different than the other one that we were looking at from Newegg. That Newegg one, how much was that Newegg one? So let's look at these two. They're both, so this is the CyberPower. It comes with, you know, whatever, keyboard, mouse. So 5060, 16 gigs, 1 terabyte, and 8400F. This one has a 14400F, which it's questionable, I guess, if you want to be on AM5. But this one had 32 gigs of DDR4, while this one has 16 gigs of DDR5, 1 terabyte. But both with the 5060. So do you go with more RAM, older platform? Or you go with half the amount of RAM, newer platform, and 8400F, which, I mean, sure, it should perform just fine. I have not used one. But we have looked up the performance. I don't think it's that far off from a 7400F. I don't have a discount code for Jawa. If you're a new user, you can sign up with a new email. There's like a welcome code, like welcome $10 off or something. Jawa's always has sign up for their email thing with a new email and see what code they have. I think it's like 10% up to something off. But yeah, between the builds, why couldn't this one just have 32 gigs? It's because it's so expensive, that's why. If you look for a cheap gaming PC, Micro Center has the PowerSpec G528 with the 7500 X3D, 16 gigs of memory, $899 for a 5060, which is kind of on par with this, right? It's not an X3D chip, but it's still 5060, 16 gigs of RAM. And for $100 more, is it worth $100 more to get the 7500 X3D over 8400F? You're gonna be bottlenecked by the 5060 for the most part anyways. You're still gonna net some performance gains from having the 7500 X3D, but is it worth $100? I would have to play with them to know. But, I mean, yeah, the PowerSpec one didn't seem to be that bad of a deal. Okay. Best drink for LAN party? Baja Blast. I don't know. I've been on that Baja Blast kick recently during the LANs. But Balls energy drink. I like Alani News. What other things do I typically like? Yeah, I think I've been getting those more as of recent. Okay, somebody asked something about the LAN party. Yes, our next LAN party is in December. I'm gonna kill myself trying to get that video out by the end of the year. It's like it's middle of December, and then I have like 2 weeks to get it out by New Year's. So that's gonna be fun. I might just not include gameplay, or I might just make it super long so I have to do less cuts and edits, but we'll see. But next LAN party should be super exciting because it's going to be at a very special place. That is not my house. Okay, let's see. Yes, you should get a fire extinguisher. It could save your life. Why is there a RAM shortage? AI. Allocations put towards AI, data centers, stuff like that. Does y'all still have new user deals? I believe they do. You would have to like look for it on the website. The Java first time 10% off deal or something like that. Certified deal. Save 10% off your first order. So if you go to any of these sellers, usually they put it in their listing. What is it? Save 10% off your first order. 10%. Oh, here it is. Get access to new releases. Just choose. So I think, I mean, they still have it on their front page. So it's up to $10 off. So it's not a huge discount, but it's still $10 off. So up to, you will maximize it by buying something for $100 and using it, getting exactly 10% $10 off. But yeah, all you gotta do is like sign up for it. I guess under a new account. I don't know if they track credit cards and addresses to like limit that, but yeah. How much performance difference is DDR4 to DDR5? For mid-range systems, not as big as people think. I don't have a source off the top of my head. We could probably look at testing games. Like...
5, saving like $100 on a solid...
Always block. Let's see, DDR4 versus DDR5 gaming performance 7 days ago. Oh my god, Hardware Unboxed actually did a video on it, and let's go to the summary. 12 game average. All right, with a 5090, mind you. Wait, what the heck? At 1080p. So this is like the worst case scenario, which isn't even like this doesn't even apply to most people. Most people, the difference is gonna be smaller than what we're about to look at. So this is with the 5090, which is like the ultimate. You're gonna like, you know, super bottleneck your memory differences. But let's look at so for, let's see, how am I reading these charts? Wait, am I? Where's all the other summary graphs? Nope, not that one. How did they do this? So 7500F, so DDR5, 8400F DDR5, and 12. So they compare the differences between AMD and Intel, but they didn't do. Oh, I guess there was no DDR4 on. Yeah, there was no AM5 DDR4. Okay, that's why. Sorry, I had a brain fart moment there. But let's just say for the same... Interesting. I feel like it would have been good to do this with like either an i7 or an i9. Like... Yeah, wrapping up soon. Oh yeah, I can take her now. Oh my goodness, your hair. Hello. Hey, oh my god. Go crazy. Why is he red? Okay, we got a special guest today. But okay, if you look at the performance scaling here, let's take a look. 3200, 3600, 6000. Okay, so this is what, 93. Why does this look way bigger? This gap is what, 93 to 116 is like 23 FPS on 93 is like what, 20 something percent. But this is also with the 5090. Most people don't have 5090s, and I feel like the gap, there'll be a smaller gap if you use like a mid-range card. Even going down to a 5080, I feel like it'll close the gap, but doing something more reasonable like a 5070, it'll be less big of a difference. Also, wait, let me see. I guess they tried to choose. I'm trying to see what they did here. Yeah, they're trying to choose kind of like mid-range-ish CPUs. Interesting. If we were trying to only isolate the memory, I would have thought to max out your CPU, max out your graphics card, and solely focus on the memory itself. But I guess this is more representative of what I guess most people would kind of have. So you should get the Meta glasses and use the mic for streams. I have the Meta glasses. I use it to record the girls. The mic, you would not want to use it for stream. I don't even know. Can you do that? Not. I've never tried connecting it to the PC and see if I can use for the mic. But we have a special guest today. I do not know why Melissa put her in Christmas clothing. It's not even in December yet. But she got these candy cane legs. She got these candy cane pants that are way too long for her. Say hello. You just look at the monitors. Look at the hairstyle that your mom put you in. You look like that. What's her name? Boo or whatever from Monsters Inc. Except a little bit more Asian. But between DDR4 and DDR5, I would like to see what these charts would look like with like these builds we're looking at has 5060s in them, right? Cards that are like a third of the performance of the 5090s. And it's not like, so there's a performance difference again with the 5090. It's not like you're getting bad performance, you know, with the DDR4. So if the price difference is like $100 between the two, then that kind of changes the story. But yeah, without seeing it with different hardware, actually we could, no, I gotta end stream. What am I doing? We're almost 3 hours into stream. I gotta go eat some dinner and hang out with the girls. Let me check something real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Yes. One of my favorite things to do is to put them on my shoulders and dance with them. Since when you got kids? Man, they're 6 months old now. Where have you been, Danny Carvajal? I had kids like late spring, early summer. Do you own anything autographed? I do not. Actually, wait. Do I have anything from like Linus or any? I don't think I have anything autographed that I can think of. At least not like sports memorabilia. Maybe I have hardware that's autographed. I don't know. By someone in the tech space. Maybe. I have autographed hardware before. Let's see. She is Christmas ready. We already got stockings put up and stuff in the house. The LAN video made it seem like she was just pregnant, no kids yet. Oh, well remember that her belly was pretty big in that video in April. The LAN video released along like way late, but remember there's always like a delay between when the LAN happens to when the video goes out. And I released it pretty late. That was like 5 months because the LAN was in April. Normally my turnaround for getting a LAN video out is 3 months, but I actually got that one out like Labor Day weekend in September. So yeah, like they were already by that point 4 months old when that LAN video came out. But now they are like 6 months. But okay, here's the plan, y'all. We will reconvene for anyone who can join 9 a.m. Black Friday. That is the time that I'm going to set. If I change it, you will see on the YouTube notification. But I think 9 a.m. is a solid... Did you just fart on my neck, girl? Oh my goodness. Did you just fart on my neck? No pooping on daddy's head. Come on. But yeah, 9 a.m. Black Friday. Let's see what actual Black Friday deals look like, because we've just been looking at the Black Friday week stuff. Super fun video also should be coming out after that this weekend. Actually, maybe Black Friday too, depending on when it can get wrapped up. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I have a LAN idea. What is it, Benzerino, before we end? Thank you for joining, Ken. Always a pleasure to have you. You're gonna try and set up the new gear. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Thanksgiving LAN. The LAN will be well after Thanksgiving. Build some PCs with different specs to see if anyone can pick out slower components. I have wanted to do a monitor blind test. It would have to be the next LAN at my place. But yeah, doing blind tests like that. Though I think my friend group is a pretty casual group of gamers. They're not the one. Come on, have you seen the people in my? Remember Casey's old PC? They're not the ones to always need to upgrade their PCs and like feel like their PC's not enough for them. They use their hardware really far, like, you know, into the lifespan. So I'm not sure if my friend group is the best test subjects for a video like that, because I think they kind of think like me. So long as they can play the most modern games at decent settings and frame rates, they're not stressing over FPS charts and things like that. I think they would be like between like a mid-range PC and a super high-end one. They would be like, yeah, they're both fine. I wanted to do something like that with monitors too. Testing between like, of course you can tell the difference between 60 and like 144, but like going from 144 to like 240 hertz, see if they can tell the difference between that. But that would require definitely being at my house because I have more hardware here. It's harder to do that when I'm traveling for land. But yeah. I'd say casuals are the best test subjects for your audience. Dude, I don't want them to get roasted in the comments though. You know how many people are gonna... So many people are so elitist about PC tech and hardware that like, if you can't spot the difference between a 144 versus a 240 hertz monitor, you're not a real gamer. You're just a filthy casual. Go back to console is what they'll say. People are really weird about PC hardware. They're so elitist about it. Yeah. So I don't want to subject my friends to the harsh criticisms of the internet. But no, I think a type of video or a type of thing like that would be pretty cool to see. But it wasn't the Casey PC, it was the James White PC Premium that was insane. Casey got a non-white PC. It was the James One Piece themed PC. But alright y'all, I'm going to go have some din and I'm going to hang out with these two for a bit before they go to sleep and then do some work. So you guys have a great Thanksgiving and I will see you soon after for Black Friday. So, oh, you tired? But yeah, take care. See you shortly. Bye-bye.